Welcome everybody to the Natural Ones. I'm Tyler. Everybody else is... Yeah, we didn't do a countdown this time.
We're all labeled.
You really messed with me that time.
All of our names are right there.
Got him.
Right where?
Under us.
Yeah, well, yeah.
The name tags have our name on them, right? Not just the character name? They do.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Wonderful. So now that we got that out of the way... Our editor, ladies and gentlemen, he's the one who looks at the screens every day.
Did someone just fall down the stairs?
Are you
What was that?
dancing?
I'm okay. I think it was my roommate. I think she dropped a cup.
God. She alright?
Oh, okay. Alright, cups drop every now and then. Who hasn't dropped a cup?
Who among us?
I worked out and dropped a cup too. So
I've only gone up a cup since
I've only
quarantine.
got up a cup.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, ever
Dude.
since having Johnny. So this is weird.
Yeah, you made it really weird.
I didn't mean to. We were talking about
I know.
right because that's
Oh.
so we're here to play
I went
a
with
game.
protective cups. Now I'm on the same page as you.
To play a game, and I would much rather start playing that game than continue to talk about this.
I like the idea that Chelsea thought we were talking about. I need larger protective cups
Yeah,
now.
it really starts to prove the theory.
Ever
it
since I
really
started-
proves whatever we just learned about her today.
Ever
learned about her today.
Ever since I started playing baseball fully erect.
I don't know what to say.
I just assumed you meant you dropped out of your gym bag. God.
Oh.
I'm glad we're playing a full contact sport.
I like the idea of wearing a
Only
protective
the-
cup, just like for a regular trip to the gym.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like,
Just in
well,
case.
I'm mostly I'm doing some cardio, some lifts, but like you never know. Like, you never know.
From where we left off last week, our intrepid band of adventurers have... Oh my god, all these burps right now.
Maybe
Who have just saved the town... well,
maybe shoving down a value meal right before going on mic was a bad idea.
so, I had work, I had to shower, and I set up for the stream.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what's funny is now that the band of adventurers have burps, according to the DM.
The battle burps.
Well, you
Aw.
saved the town, you saved the city of Harrow from a band of goblins.
Sorry, the Mountain Dews.
And at this moment, Liam happens to have the one goblin from one of the battle mechs that they were able to stave off, sort of in his grasp and sort of intimidated and waiting. Philip, you are also making your way to the tower, and that is where we will open up. I leave it to either of you who wants to go first. Riveting.
Cool. I'm not ready for this.
Then I can
do I have
go.
to do
He
a
can
If
go.
you're not ready,
contest
if you're
with
not,
him, or
if you're not ready,
She no, like you have her grappled. That was where we left it. Was at this moment
Cool.
she is grappled, and not necessarily not struggling, but she's kind of she's in your clutches. So it's one of those things where she's not.
some of my clutches. I'm going to press her for information.
How?
Angrily.
Yes, I understand.
Can't-
I understand the emotion that you want to do. I'm needing like a verbal list, like an actualization, maybe.
Verbalist.
Like, do you have anything you want to know? Do you have any?
I just am
things that
looking
you
for
need?
who's leading the attack on the city, something like that. But like I sound like Irish Batman. Pretend I sound like Irish Batman, and I'm asking Like the scene where he's like, "Why are you trying to kill me?" But it's me saying, "Who led the attack on the city?"
There he is. There's
Okay.
Irish
There we go.
Batman.
Is Irish Batman just Liam Neeson?
Who trained Batman?
Yeah.
That's why he was Irish Batman.
Here's the Ra's al Ghul.
So
I don't know.
go ahead and give me an intimidation check. Let's say.
Great,
Let's see if
love that.
let's see if she responds to Irish Batman.
I'm sublimely average at those, so let's. Whoa! It was rolling, and it kind of was laggy, and it looks like it's stopping on 1, and then plop 19. So that's 24.
Okay. What a journey you're on today. She says,
Well, our warband general, his name is Rudnick. He leads us.
Why was he in contact with the Knight of the Sapphire Heart?
I don't know.
Did the Sapphire Heart, were they paying you? Did they...
I don't know anything about a knight.
Alright, you're coming with me. When I tie her up.
"All right, tie her up." Kind of. Are you like hog tying, or how are you doing it?
Hands behind her back, and then I'm gonna tie the other end of the rope to Pangolin, and I'm also gonna be holding it.
Okay. Ugh. Easy enough to do. You kind of set it all up, put it on Pangolin. Are you headed in any particular direction?
I'm headed to the tower.
Okay. I think I actually have to resolve one thing first. Before I head to you, Philip.
It's fine.
What is this face? What is this face? Yeah, you! What is this face?
Let me change you to a
Because
smile.
I'm trying. I just tried.
We don't have to go. It's just a funny.
Well,
I
I'm
just.
trying to understand if you said his name was Rubnick, and so I
Rudnick.
asked
Rudnick.
Rubnick.
And so I was looking at what I typed, and I was just.
Special
All right.
ability is rubbing you down.
I
Oh.
was like Rubnick.
Ooh,
Rudnick.
the Goblin
Don't
Commander.
Don't mind if I do.
Rubnick sounds so much better.
Rubnick, buy me
So,
dinner first.
Nameless.
Yeah.
Yeah. You start to feel the end of the spell you've just cast. And at that last 3 seconds, because when we ended last week, you were on you were at the end of the inn, right?
On the other side of it.
Yeah, like you had just taken out that line of the other magic users. Where had you been starting to walk to, or go to after that? You would know that the spell was almost over, so I would reason you probably wouldn't fly. So you can be on the ground. I'm just asking what direction were you heading? You saw Liam and Clickwhistle to your right, and you saw Philip go, and he said this to you. He's going back to the tower, and he's
That's the thing that fell.
Yes, and he's directly in front of you.
I'm probably gonna wait for Panther, who's been chasing me the whole
He's
time.
almost there too. Like it's like by the end of that attack, he basically got there.
Panther just spent the
Okay.
entire fight running to try to get to something and never getting there in time to do anything.
He did like one thing.
Contribute
but,
some
like,
damage. How dare thine? I will probably start walking towards the tower.
Don't think that's how that's used, but sure.
It's not.
I love it.
I'm pretty
I
sure
love
you're
it.
gonna say "How dare thee," but sure.
How dare
thine?
How dare
thou?
thine?
Thine is like
Yeah, right.
yours.
How darest
How dare
thou?
yours?
Yeah, how dare yours?
Honestly, it makes as much sense as just the phrase "How dare you" put together. Those words in that order.
But it doesn't
When you break
because
down their
this
definition,
thing
it
means
means
a different
nothing.
thing.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's. That doesn't make any sense.
I
What do you
want
mean?
Ame to just tell. No, you're wrong.
No. I'm just saying, we know what "how dare you" means because of context, but if you think about the meaning of those 3 words, put in that order, it means nothing.
It's just an incomplete sentence.
I guess.
How dare you?
Dare
Blah blah blah.
do?
Well,
Yeah.
I know,
How
but
dare
what does that
yours
mean?
say that?
So how... So...
How did you dare to? It's just shortening that sentence, but like it's
Here on the Natural Ones, we really hit home on.
it's like
How
how it's like how
dare
can
you?
you? It serves the same thing as how can you, except instead it's putting dare in there to go like you had the audacity, basically.
Yes,
We actually
it
are
just-
using Audacity right now. So you're walking straight towards the tower. Is what you said, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of the spell, so after about like 6 seconds of walking, that last moment, you feel your heart just, and it feels like it didn't skip a beat. It feels like it beat 8 times in a second. Almost like your form starts to do the same thing, just like each part kind of like feels like it bubbles and contracts all at the same time in different places in these last. It's excruciating. And when the spell ends, it takes probably a full 30 seconds of that bubbling and cracking and everything for your form to go back to its normal state. You are unconscious, and you no longer you have used up your 4th and 3rd level spell slots for the day. Whatever you have left in either of those spell levels, you do not need to make death saving throws, but you are unconscious. So, Lolly, I believe you are close as well. You were running with Panther, so you would be witness to this event as Nameless drops to the ground. Oh yeah, sure. I'll give you a reaction because then I gotta go over to Chris.
Yeah. Can I just run over to her and try to pick her up? I know I'm not extremely strong, but
She's not extremely heavy.
yeah. So I'd like to try to pick her up so we could walk to the tower while she's still unconscious. So I don't.
Yeah,
just leave her
I
there.
don't need a strength check on that at all. Like I said, like it's
Super.
it's something that it's slightly difficult to get her up. As you look at her body, there are patches that still seem to have, much like parts of your skin, there are patches that are still scaled, and there's a finger or two that like still have like a talon involved. It seems like the body is still trying to come back to its original form.
Okay.
You're seeing it slowly fade, but it's still racked with all this kind of power.
Mhm. Cool.
Philip, at the tower.
Yeah, because I didn't see any of that.
I would say-
Because I was already a ways away, and then I just turned and dashed to the
Yeah,
tower.
I'd
That's
say by the top, because you used your top of your turn to do that like,
I basically, I moved the moonbeam over there, and then I just turned and like headed to the tower.
you'd basically be in the tower by the time that was happening.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
unaware of that. There's a lot of screaming. There is a lot of movement in here. I'm sorry. Let me say this before you actually get into the tower. You hear screaming coming from the rubble as well. Where the tower was wrenched free and thrown to the side, you hear shouting and you hear screaming coming from that direction as well. You do see a couple of people on the outskirts of it moving rubble and stuff. If that changes your choice.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else who was moving towards the tower? I'll indicate to you when you would be noticing this as well. Okay. All right.
If that's the case, how far is the rubble from the main tower?
Not far, like 40 feet. The rubble starts at like 20 feet from the tower. It was one of those things where it wrenched free and then was kind of dragged a little bit and then just
So it kind of just toppled over.
Yeah, it's more like the weight just helped
Okay.
it crash.
I want to look in through the door of the tower real quick and see, are there still people in there?
There are. You see, they seem to be trying to get people out. It seems like they're gathering people and pulling them out. The ceiling on this first floor seems to be sturdy, and as you're looking up, you can kind of tell the second floor as well is okay, but by the third floor, that's where things are getting unstable. So it seems like they're trying to get people out as quick as possible.
Are there people up there, or are they all down here? Does it seem?
People are starting to come down the stairs.
Okay.
So it's like it seems like there have been people up there that are getting brought down.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna shout in there. The attack is over. Like you can get out. Everybody, evacuate. And
You kind of get a response of like, we're trying our best, and they're gathering people, kind of leaving out. At this point, Tybalt and the other guards have kind of finally caught up, and looking to the side of the general's goods, they start booking it over there.
Okay.
The state it's in, with its caved-in roof and all the debris hanging on the floor. The inn is still on fire, as well as the general's goods. They are both still on fire.
Okay, everybody's getting down the stairs. I'm gonna head to the rubble
Okay.
and start.
At this point, yeah, again, like by the time Tybalt gets there, you two being with the goblin, like trying to bring it towards the tower, start seeing people coming out of the tower. You start seeing the rubble. You start seeing people over there. You see that the Tybalt and his guards are going towards the general's goods, and then there's like 4 of those guards that break away to go stop the inn from being on fire. So as you head towards the rubble, Philip, you see Set Lolly and Nameless being like carried essentially. Click whistle.
Okay. So in the pile of rubble, there are like a lot of people like pinned under stuff. Like it looks like it's mostly like a lifting job. Or
You can't tell how many people are down there, but yeah, it seems much more like they're gonna have to pry stuff up. They're gonna have to get people out. Like
Okay.
It's dependent on what you want to do, but yeah, it seems much more like a heavy lifting thing.
Yeah, I'm not super good at strength. I think I'm gonna be like, can I turn to Liam and be like, are you okay to keep an eye on her? I think I'm gonna go help with the fires. I think they'll help with I can dump stuff from high heights. So, you okay with
Sure.
her? Is there anywhere else you need me to be?
No.
Okay, I'm literally a whistle away. Okay, and I'm gonna fly off and try to find Tybalt to be like, orders. And see where
Tybalt has kind of like pushed through into the general's goods store, so he's in the
he's
burning
inside
building.
Okay, can I try to find a bucket then?
Yeah,
Like a
yeah, for
source
sure.
of water?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go
The 4 guards who have gone over to the inn as well kind of like direct you as you kind of like land and ask them. They're kind of getting prepped for it as well, and so you work with them. They're getting a system together. The well is like the stations of water in town are kind of far in between, but the smithy right there has a sort of repository of water. They have sort of like a water tower, mainly because he's the main smith in town. He kind of needs that on a regular basis. So they're starting to take from that. So it's not that far away. You kind of like start helping up a daisy chain of like, I'll drip the water from the top, and they're kind of like hitting the bottom.
Top.
Cool. I'll hand it off to you, Liam, and then I'll come back to you, Philip, and then you, Selawi.
Rushing up to the tower, calling out for looking for familiar faces, but I'm calling out for my family, for Sten.
Sure.
I want someone to watch. I want someone I trust to keep an eye on the goblin. I want to go try and help Tybalt, because we have people in the basement of the General's Goods. So we have to try and get them out. So I want to try and just get someone I trust to watch the goblin. I'll leave Pangolin there as well.
You tied her to Pangolin anyway, so it's like, you call out, your mom is able to come out. She's sort of like in the back, and she's what's going on, son?
I captured one of the goblins. I think we should ask him more questions. I want to help Tybalt at the General's Goods.
Go.
Can you keep an eye? Okay. And then I'm going to go help Tybalt.
Okay. In that brief second that you could look inside, the familiar faces you could see Charlie, but you couldn't see your dad, and you couldn't see Sten. So if there's any other familiar faces you would be looking for...
Right now, I just wanted someone to watch the goblin. I'm going to try and...
Yeah, so the ones you mentioned, you don't see them there.
Okay.
Running back to Tybalt, just going to take an extra... like, you see him and his group. The debris has kind of, like, caved in one of the doors, and so they're trying to wrench that back. They're trying to, at the moment, push it over.
Could I help out using... Sorry, what I would like to do... I have an ability on one of my Warhammers where I can attack and expel a creature back 5 feet. Could I apply that to, like, if I...
Yeah, I'd allow it, for sure.
Cool. I'm going to try and use that to just clear the rubble out of the way.
Yeah, it's kind of a... It does work. Give me a moment. I would say that you would know that this has the potential to structurally damage the same area, so it has the potential to backfire. Probably about a 15-20% chance.
The people we put in the General's Goods, they're in the basement, yeah?
Yeah.
How close are the fires towards the entrance of the basement?
From what you can remember, the actual like entrance to the basement isn't that far off from this entrance.
Okay.
This isn't the main one. This is the one that was like the top of the L.
Yeah.
Where Panther fought one of those guys. It's like probably about 20 feet in.
But the fire's not like right on them right now, or
it's not exactly. Like that's what I'm trying to say, that like you have about like a 20% chance of, like, I'd say more like 15% chance that this could go wrong.
I'll try it.
Okay. It succeeds. You're able to kind of like direct it, and it pulls outward instead of inward, and that's kind of like the main tactic was the, like, you don't want it to all start coming back on top of everything else, and it pushes out. So you're able to. It doesn't really stop the fire, but it has cleared a path to the actual basement, and you do see two support beams on top of it. At this moment, I'm going to head over to Philip. So that's what's in your way at this moment from opening up the bottom chamber, just so you know. Philip. The rubble itself, again, this was a very large tower. This was like a six-story tower with an upper landing on top of that sixth story. So you're looking at about half of it being wrenched off and thrown to the ground. You're dealing with mountains and mountains of rubble at this moment. There are... It peaks up at about 30 feet at its highest point of rubble, you know. So stretching for about, I'd say, altogether 60 feet. It's like 60 foot long, and at its highest peak 30 feet. So 30 feet wide as well. Is there any place that you want to focus your attention? At this moment, you kind of can't. I'd say you can't place specific voices. It would either be a base check would be investigation, but if you can think of a different way to do it, let me know. I'm saying, like, at the very least, you could do an investigation check to help find bodies and help the effort of like lifting things and pushing them aside and keeping them stable enough to get people out. but it's still going to be an investigation check of like trying to find everybody, unless you have a different solution.
I do.
Okay.
I'm going to do a vibe check, using the way that I kind of use the divine energy to use like a lot of my magic, the way that my auras and stuff work. I'm gonna try to use that to like ping people as I search like through the rubble. I'm trying to like feel like people's presence.
Okay. Okay, so this whole process will probably take you to, like, it's going to take you some time to find people. I would say to have that consistent of a vibe is going to start costing you spell slots. I'll basically say that, like, in 5-minute increments, that's... first level spell slot would buy you 5 minutes, second level spell slot would buy you 10, and a third would buy you 15. That kind of like incrementally, the time draws out a little bit more.
I'm gonna start with a second.
All right. I don't need a check on this because you are using this thing as an opportunity to do this other thing. It's basically just kind of working. You channel the power of ROI into the same way that you're used to vibing into the other sources of magic. This time you start to focus it towards a living creature. You try to find almost like finding sources of heat or just the faintest heartbeats. And there's a moment where it's only happening when you close your eyes, but it's that effect that like when you look at the sun with your eyes closed, and you can still detect the heat. You can still
as you churn, you do like feel it like kind of move around.
It's that.
Yeah.
It's this kind of thing where it's not a true vision. It's a real just feeling. So you start directing people, and for that 10 minutes, you are able to save a good amount of people. You're still hearing shouts. You're still seeing other people like participating in the rubble, trying to move things out. But you've at this point, I'd say one of the guards or somebody who's helping you do the rubble would have estimated that there's probably around in those 3 towers, they were keeping a good portion of the city. City's not that big, but it is big enough that it houses, hundreds of thousands of people. And so this tower was carrying something like 100 people per level. In that 10 minutes, you are able to save about a sixth of them. You're able to find, I'd say at this moment, you have 300 people missing. You're able to save 50 of them in that 10 minutes.
I'm gonna go again.
Sure.
Yeah.
For another 10.
I'm gonna burn a 15.
Okay.
Third level.
Third level. So for the next 15 minutes, you're able to save another like quarter of them. Similar thing. It's just this thing of the way the rubble is mounded. It's just very important not to go to not putting pressure on the lower ends. It's basically going from the outside in, trying to make sure that things stay stable enough that you can move them gently out of the way. A lot of the time that you're doing is not really focused on moving as much as it is you going around and directing, saying they're this far, they're you have to go this far in and this far forward before we can reach them, and finding the safest paths to these people. Through your effort, that's what they're able to do. You're able to save these people with little to no mishaps. You've now saved an additional should be 1/4 of 30.
75.
Yeah, an additional 75 people. So at this moment, you have about 125 people saved.
I'm just gonna keep going until, yeah, I can burn another 10 minutes.
Okay. Another 50. It's this thing where, like, because you're able to do this, it's saving so much time for other people,
Yeah.
and they're not having to spend their time trying to find people or find the best ways to them. They are just getting through it. So if I'm not putting you up against any challenges, that's partially why. It's because you're burning a lot of your energy just trying to make sure that you're focusing on the right parts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna keep burning spell slots as long as I can to do this, basically. So if anybody else wants to do anything,
I can also speed this along. It's basically at this point another 10 minutes on top of that, so it's 10, 25, 35. You reason that at this rate it would take you about an hour to save everyone.
I can do that. I can burn 2 first level spell slots.
So that'd be 10.
To add another 10 minutes.
So that's 45. At this moment, being out of spells, you can continue to do investigation checks, but they are going to be less reliable.
I'm going to then use my Channel Divinity option because this is in the game now, from what I understand. The alternate things.
Which one was
the alternate. When they released like the class, what was it, like class feature variants or something like that? They added a Channel Divinity option for Paladins where they could restore a 2nd level spell slot with their Channel Divinity.
That's right. Yes. We did agree to that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that to get a 2nd level back, and
so to 55. You have a 5-minute period right now where there's essentially, at that moment, there's about 25 people still missing.
Do I have...
Give me just 1 second.
Yeah.
So, Lolly, was there something you were hoping to do?
No, I was just gonna run in, watch the goblin and sit with Nameless while all of this was happening, just to make sure she was okay.
Yeah, you can set her to the side, and you have a hold of her and making sure that she's okay. She's breathing, she's alive, but yeah, she is and Panther's sort of pacing around her, just kind of.
She'll be fine. She'll be fine. She will.
I don't even know what she did.
I don't know exactly, but I don't think she would have done it if she didn't think her and her body could handle it.
I don't even know if she knows. Back to Philip. You have about 5 minutes left. You have 25 people left.
But we've kind of since we've worked our way around the rebel, we basically have a good idea of where they probably are at this point.
Yeah, I'd say it's a much lower DC at this moment than it used to be.
Okay, then I'm gonna try to push a vibe check then and see if I can find the last ones in this last section.
All right, a vibe check is going to be a lot harder than an investigation check, right?
Oh, we're talking about doing investigation.
That's what I'm sorry. That's what I was trying to say. Is you could really attempt, but it's going to be a much harder check than an investigation.
Is everybody else are they done with the burning buildings yet? At this point, it's been 55 minutes.
It's been enough time. I can go do somebody else's stuff real quick if you want another second.
It's what I do is going to depend on what other people are.
Let me go take care of other people. Click Whistle, over that 55 minutes that he's been doing that, it takes you roughly around the same time to even get close to stopping this building. The whole southern half of this inn was charred, broken, battered, and burning. So it's this thing where it's if you actually want to put this out, it takes a lot more effort just because of the sheer surface area of it that was on fire, and having to fight back on it and then control it is taking a lot of time, especially because you're the only one who can get up to the upper levels. So it's sort of this thing where you're kind of laden with water as much as you can and putting it where you can, sort of powdering it But you're probably, you'd have to kind of continue the full hour to really put it out. So if you want to break away, you've done enough work that like the guys below could potentially take care of it, but it seems like it's going to take another good like 5-10 minutes before it's really all the way out.
Okay. I want to go help Philip, but I didn't.
Like because you see it, because that's what I mean. Is like by your positioning, like you do see him running around and like helping out areas. So you do see a lot of people working over there.
Okay. Then I think can I shout down to my guys and be like, hey, you guys got this?
They look up to you honestly. They're like, we can't reach the same things you can, but we can certainly do what we can.
All right, fuck it. I'll stay on the line, and I'll just keep
Okay.
I want this fire out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
There might be
it's
people in
it's
there.
a toss up. It's not always. Yeah.
There's no good place to be right now. Everything's burning.
Exactly. Back
Okay,
to you, Liam.
I'll keep.
Yeah.
Estimating using my proficiency in wood carving and masonry and that sort of thing, is there more than 500 pounds of weight on the supports that are on the door?
The supports are probably around 10 feet, about 4 foot thick. Not 4 foot. Sorry. I was thinking
4 inches?
Yeah, I was thinking 4. Yeah, it was not 4 inches. I'm thinking like it's a big support beam. It's probably like 8 inches, almost 10 inches.
Sure.
And it's a square as well. So you're looking at probably just under that.
I cast levitate on the lower support, and I'm going to raise it up so that we can get the door open and get the people out.
Nice.
Yeah, that is going to.
Is that concentration?
It. I believe so. It is. That's going to last for 10 minutes.
Great. I just making sure that it's like it's something that you're able to kind of lift it up, and everybody else is kind of able to move the other one out of the way by that extension. And the building is still burning at this moment. Like this is they were not taking any time to put out the fire. And Tybalt opens up the latch and throws it open, and the general stands there. He's like, "Glad to know you guys are out here." And he starts ushering people out. It seems like a few of them have a few bruises or something like that. It looks like maybe something fell underneath by the weight of everything else, but no lasting damage by anybody down below. And you kind of like carry them all upstairs, saving. Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably around it's probably around like 30 people.
Cool. Once they're all out, I'm going to go to the rubble and try and start excavating there as well.
Sure. You would have got there a little bit sooner than the 55 minutes. So you've been so by this extension, he's kind of there. You can call him over to do something if you need to.
Okay. I'm basically going to so once he's there, as I'm like feeling like my juice run
Actually, what I'll say? You still had levitate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I'll basically nix the other 5 minutes. Him being there is enough to kind of have helped move things in an easier manner for a lot of people for that at least that 10 minutes. Yeah. Right. So like that's enough to make up the difference between the two of you to facilitate the full rescue of anyone who is in the tower. Having said that, and Click Whistle, at this moment you have successfully stopped the inn from burning. Even the next 15 minutes, a quick assessment of the people who have, who are saved. Around 20% of them are unconscious. They aren't breathing. Have lost a lot of blood. A fair amount of them are in a similar condition but awake and sort of clinging to life is sort of the way I would say it.
Okay.
Another fair. I'm almost done.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just giving you the lay of the land. another good chunk of them have either been maimed or in some fashion broken. And a very small percentage of them have very minor injuries.
Okay. Can I tell the rest of my fire guys to kind of like start getting them organized?
They've already,
Oh,
they're like city
they're
guards.
already doing it.
They like as soon as that was done, they're going over to like Tybalt and they're doing their own. Yeah. They've got a.
Can I be like, hey, who's the healers around here? Where can I find the healers?
They were kind of part of the relief aid. They were people that have already been. It's all good. It's a good question. It's no.
Right,
it's
great.
like, there are people who are doing exactly what you're asking for. And even as you like start to say it, you're like, oh, there they are. It's like, yeah. And they're over there, and so it's like you can certainly it's up to you guys what you'd like to do. As
I'm
you
gonna
guys
head
kind of
over to the
collect
rubble.
yourself, though, it is very clear that Setlali is sitting with an unconscious Nameless. I just want to point that out to you, but you guys are all free to do whatever you want.
Can I change direction then and head over to set Lolly and Nameless?
You're more than welcome to. Liam, what would you like to do?
From my tower trajectory?
Is there an area where they've collected like people, some of the more injured people?
Yeah. So the distance. So where the tower fell was a really big open thoroughfare for Harrow. This was a section of town like just to the side of the inn. You know where like you were fighting where you guys were fighting the mages, like on that back side of it. That is actually kind of like an open street fair, and that's where they're starting to set people. They haven't moved them very far. They're also trying to make sure that they're not too close to the forest, but they only have so much space and they only have so much time.
I'm gonna burn my both my 3rd level spell slots and just cast Aura of Vitality twice, and just be like trying to stabilize as many people as I can around me.
How big of an area does Aura of Vitality?
30 feet.
30 feet?
Around me personally, so
Yeah.
as I move, I can.
You could position yourself in a way that hitting it twice, you'd probably affect about half of them.
Sure.
By my count. By like how many squares are in a 30-foot radius, like
Yeah.
you'd probably hit about maybe not 150, maybe closer to like 120
Sure.
with 2 castings anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Positioning your, and are you focusing on any?
Honestly, where like people are more like need to be like stabilized,
Sure.
as opposed to just like more minor, just like the more things
Yeah.
that it looks like people will need help to heal from,
Right.
as opposed to time.
That's a bit
Deal.
easier. Yeah, that's a bit easier to find. A lot of the people who have minor injuries are like seated somewhere, but they're not like being treated by a bunch of people. So it's easier to kind of like pinpoint them and get over to them and make that happen.
Once the rubble's done, I'm gonna kind of step back from that and look around and take in what's going on.
Seems like a lot of just
Well, I assume I see like the stuff you described.
yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna. When I see Setlali and Nameless, I'm gonna run over there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Click Whistle and Philip arrive towards you, Setlali.
Hey,
I just want to check for vitals.
You check. She's breathing. Her heart's beating. But again, the visual you see is a body that's slowly putting itself back together.
I want to assist with that with lay on hands, if possible.
How much?
It's tricky. It says 5 usually gets rid of like a condition, but I don't know if that applies here. But yeah, I'll go with 5 and see how that helps, and just focus on trying to help the bones mend.
Okay. So you're not getting 5 HP back. He's just using 5 to
Did
try
I
to
take
affect.
hit damage when this happened?
No, I'm just saying. Well, you're unconscious. I'm trying to say you're not getting 5 HP back. He's just using that 5 HP.
So I went down to 0 hit points then.
That's not what I said, right? Like all I said was you went unconscious. So you
I-
didn't take any damage. I'm trying to say you don't have to put healing.
Okay, because I'm at full health, so I just got.
Yeah, I can use lay on hands for stuff other than restoring HP. So I'm trying to use it to like help with
no.
the yeah.
Great.
That's cool. I was making sure I had understood something.
Yeah. As you surge the positive energy into her, you do see parts of it start to like break back into what she is, and the scales start to fade, and parts of the sort of like the cheekbones and things start to set better. Places that you weren't even realizing were affected start to like reshape back into herself. And with that, Nameless, you wake up.
Hey,
I hug her.
welcome back, buddy.
Oh,
Hi everyone.
oh my god.
Are you okay? Is anything hurting?
I mean, I kind of hurt, yeah, but I mean, I'm okay.
What happened?
I don't really know.
Panther kind of like
I've-
immediately presses his face up to your face and just kind of rubs.
I've never seen it take that long for you to turn back before.
Just gonna kind of look over the shoulder at everything else. Just be like, okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna head over to the makeshift field hospital, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything in particular?
I'm going to go to the unconscious people and see if I still feel like any sort of vitals whatsoever. I'm gonna start just trying to use lay on hands to like revitalize them if it feels like it's possible to bring them back.
Okay. You use however many you want and just let me know.
I mean, I'm gonna put all of my lay on hands into everybody who's there. I want to prioritize the people who are unconscious first off, if it seems like it will have an effect.
Cool.
If it seems like
Go ahead and use
there's
up
nothing
all
I
the
can
rest
do.
of your lay on hands, and you are certainly making an effect happen.
Okay.
There are people. It's probably going to take you a while to go through everybody, or
Yeah.
to even go through your whole pool, but eventually you do, and there's maybe over the 10 minutes that it takes you to do that. You probably couldn't save like 3 people. There's like 3 people that you're like, this is nothing I can do.
Okay. And that's all of the unconscious, or that's
Yeah. Any of the 3 that were unconscious, you know, some had just lost so much blood by that point that it's like nothing I can do is going to stop this.
yeah.
One of them was not even breathing.
Yeah.
So it's, you know. Anyway, sorry. Back to the. Anybody have anything else to say?
Possibly.
I know I'm answering your question, but I was wondering if anybody else had anything. Okay. So, I'm trying to think. Sorry, what is the goal here? The rest of the city, the rest of the relief aid is like focused on these people, focused on, you know. You see Tybalt and Charlie and the mayor kind of having a bit of an argument, and this is open to anybody. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you after you put on the pool and after you do your aura vitality, what are you two doing?
I'll head over to the group of them.
Does it seem
The
like
group of who?
Not Garen, sorry. Tybalt, Charlie. Mayor.
Tybalt, Charlie, mayor. Okay.
Does it seem like anybody else is still critical after he did the vitality and I did the landing?
Yeah, for sure. Even between the two of those things, it's a lot of people.
I want to keep just trying to assist without magic. After.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Yeah.
See what you can do to like help stabilize people.
Yeah.
9.
Oh, okay. It looks like a fucking fish. Yeah. 10.
10. You are.
Yeah.
You aren't hurting anything.
Yeah.
You're not certain how much you're helping. Your medicine kind of like knowledge in general is pretty rudimentary.
I'm also just trying to assist the medics however possible.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. It's like you are a help in the way that like you're holding things or you do, but you're not doing anything major. You're certainly not a nuisance though. You are a welcome addition.
I do have a greater potion of healing.
I mean, that's one person.
Does it seem like there's one in particular?
No.
Okay.
I would say that you would have to make the choice that you are going to do that to one person and have to choose that one person.
I'm not.
There are plenty of people who are very critically injured.
I'm not subjecting him to a trolley problem.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Then that's on you.
Can I, kind of, like, after I know that Nameless is, like, alive and okay, can I kind of walk amongst the casualties to see if I can find Liam's dad or grandpa or mom? Because I don't know if his mom's
His
okay.
mom's with the
wait, no,
goblin.
I do.
Yeah, that's what I was
Right,
gonna say.
right.
His
I
mom's-
just didn't know if I saw that or not. I didn't know if I went to go get a bucket by that point.
Well, she's not over by the smithy. She's closer to the tower.
That's what I mean.
You would certainly see her. She's right by Pangolin, holding the goblin. She's pretty obvious.
Great. So I got one. Check. I want to find the other two.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a
if
perception
possible.
check.
Okay. I'm gonna use my new blood dice. All right. Let's see. So that is a 24 perception.
Great. And you're looking at the critically injured, is what you said.
Yeah, I'm looking at the critically injured first, but then I kind of
I'm sorry. I guess I just meant to say you're looking at the area around the rubbles and stuff. You're trying to see if anybody's there.
Yeah, I'm working there and then working my way
You do
back.
not see Sten, and you do not see Garen.
Okay. I'm gonna go kind of try to find them.
Did they?
Just sort of walk around, see if they're aid workers, see if they're.
I would say you checked that area more than just. What? I'm sorry. When you said that area, I was meaning everyone. Every body that you saw was not Garen, was not Sten, but also the people who are working was not Garen, was not Sten.
And was not Sten. Huh.
Is there,
Maybe.
have they gotten everybody out of the tower by now? Or are there still people coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
The tower has been evacuated. Everybody has left that.
We have pulled all of the we have pulled all of the bodies out of all of the buildings, like the inn too, and
Well, nobody was in the inn.
right, or sorry, the
It's
general
all good.
store.
Yeah. The general store has been evacuated. The tower has been evacuated, and the
So
people
everyone's
from the
pretty much-
rubble, from within the rubble, have been evacuated.
Okay. All right then. Can I? I guess I'm gonna go to the smithy and see if I just want to like generally like if they're not amongst the workers and they're not amongst the hurt, where the fuck are
Sure.
they? So maybe I'll sort of.
How much time do you want to spend on this?
I want to spend. I really want to find these guys.
Okay.
So I'd like to spend at
Give me a
least
perception check.
30 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know. All right. How long does it take to find a dad?
It's more about like I
Wow.
guess what I'm trying to say is it's
The real
more
dad
about
is the
how
friends you
much
made
time
along
are
the
you
way.
trying to spend, like how far are you trying to go? If you don't see them at the smithy, are you going to start searching the city?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to find
That's
them.
going to take you time, and that's why I want to make sure. Is that it's like if you want to find
Perfect.
them, if that's your directive, this is going to take you a while, conceivably. right? Like, you don't know how long it's going to take you, so you are focused on this task until it works, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
Good. All right, give me a perception check. This is going to be for a while.
Woo! Natural 19 on that
Okay.
one. All right, so that is
Should be like 28.
20 or 30.
30. Okay. They are not at the smithy. Even a quick flyby pass, they're not in the smithy, and you kind of land into the house,
Bird, 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 bird.
and nobody's there. You take off into the... They're not southward, and that's where I have to break away from you for a moment. When I come back, you'll do another check as you start to circle the city.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Liam, you approached Tybalt, Charlie, and the mayor. They seem to be in the middle of an argument. Tybalt is kind of saying, like, but this is exactly what he was talking about. And Charlie's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean we need to go out and risk more lives to go gallivanting around. And the mayor just continues to sweat and, like, not understand what's going on. And whenever you want to interrupt, go for it, okay?
Yeah.
Tybalt responds back. He says, right, but we need recompense. It doesn't matter what happened. They attacked us. They came here. They want something, right? Like, they can't just, like, want nothing. And I think the knight's right. I think we need a better... Look what happened when...
Tybalt. I only knew about the attack because I overheard a call the Sapphire Knight was making. He was involved.
Yeah, it's really convenient, Liam.
Wait, I'm sorry. Convenient how?
Well, you just show up down and
Wait,
the
no,
knight is...
1 second here.
No. You
Because
just show up in
I
town
said...
after
Wait,
years
no. What
and
do
you
I have to
implicate
gain from
yourself.
this? No, Tybalt, you just accused me of lying to you. I have nothing to gain here. The town that I grew up in, with the people I love, some of who
You
are
also
not
brought a
found
round
yet,
of
have been
strangers
attacked.
into the
What do I have to
city hall.
gain from lying about this? Tell me that. Right now.
I don't know, but what does he have to gain?
A base!
Right. He wants to
He-
help us. He wants to help us. I don't understand. You also brought strangers into our town and brought them straight into a city hall. You decided to do that.
My friends are the reason any of the buildings are still standing.
They're probably...
And you
they
saw that.
potentially- Yeah, I did see that. I did. That doesn't change the fact that you could have lied about it. The same way that you're saying that the Knight of the Sapphire Heart, which, by the way, the Knight of the Sapphire Heart lied, sure. Okay, the same way you're saying that, I could say that against you. Charlie sort of steps in and she says, well, this is getting heated very quickly, and there are people dying next to you 30 feet away. Maybe we can have the pissing contest of who lied and who didn't lie later, and we can think about how we're going to protect ourselves right now.
Tybalt, I'm here. I fought. Where's this knight? Why wasn't he here? I'm gonna go follow Charlie.
And Tybalt, as you leave him with that too, it's a moment of just sort of like, doesn't have a good retort. And as you're walking with Charlie, she sort of just... I don't agree with him. But he does have... How trustworthy are your friends?
Perfectly. Okay, I've been to hell and back with them, and I'm not exaggerating. There's no one on this planet. There's no one on any plane I trust more than those people.
I believe you.
Because they earned it.
I believe
What
you
did this
and-
knight do for you, other than offer things? Not you, the town.
I know.
I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at Tybalt.
I,
He comes in, he offers pretty things. Tybalt wants a big adventure.
can you blame him?
Yes. I only say this because I'm angry. I wish a big adventure on him. I've done them. They didn't do me any favors.
I trust you. Yeah. I don't know your friends, but you vouch for them. That's enough for me. Did they bring anything, any trouble with them that you know of?
No. If anyone got trouble, it was me. It was unintentional, and it was unrelated.
What do you mean?
The reason I knew we were going to be attacked, remember I told you I had heard something
Yeah.
about Tomarel?
Yes.
I was there. There's a goblin tied up by my pangolin over there, and I asked who was leading the goblin party. She told me it was Rudnick. That's who led the attack on Tomarel.
From the bolt bite. The bolt bite
So,
warband. Yeah.
yeah. So I know
guess I have to
Rudnick,
pay.
but
I have to pay the general. I owe him a gold. A little song passed our way from a traveling bard, and he said, without hesitation, by the chorus, that it was you. And I said, "That's silly. It's just it's a fairy tale. It's just a nice way of thinking of a bad situation."
it was that. It is a nicer telling of the story. The story did happen.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna stay here for a while. I'm gonna help you rebuild. Help Da if I can find him.
You haven't seen your dad yet?
No. Saw Ma. Haven't seen Dad or Grandpa Sten.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
no, I mean, because they said they were. Well, he said he was gonna go find you. He was up in the tower with your mom, and he said he just needed all he needed to do was done, and so he ran off. Try to stop your grandpa, I swear. But he's
There's no stopping.
a little bit sprier than he looks.
Yeah. I figure I was moving around quite a bit on the battlefield. Perhaps I just didn't run across them if they ended up heading one way and I went another. I'll probably want to start looking around, but I wanted to try and help here as much as I could first.
So look, you've done enough. Go look for your pops. It's not.
Okay.
She kind of like looks out over the bodies, and there's not a lot of good to do here. That's not already being done. Once we get this settled, and she kind of means like she kind of gestures over to them. It's like once we get a bit more settled, my father would like us all to convene for another sort of summit.
Won't that be fun?
Bring your friends.
I will.
Good luck. She kind
Thank
of
you.
She goes to work. Sorry, go. You were gonna ask something else.
No, just what I'm gonna do next. I just wanted to go. I'm gonna untie the end of the rope from Pangolin and ask Lily, can you keep an eye on this one for me? Thank you. Then I'm gonna go Pangolin, full motorcycle, start tearing through the streets of the city.
As you say this one, the goblin speaks up. She says, "Fister, Fister."
Noted.
My name is Fister. Full Pangolin. Engage. Click whistle. Go ahead and give me another check. Another perception check.
Alrighty. Hey. That's only a 16.
Okay. I only rolled a 5.
My last one was
Um,
30, so like
Great.
it's a little disappointing comparatively.
But flying over and kind of going lower and making sure that you're kind of covering your grounds and bases, you're not seeing him anywhere.
Do I see Liam?
Probably towards the end of it, yeah, you would see him start to peel through the city.
Can I sort of
Yeah, Yeah.
fly alongside him and be like, "Hey!"
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
You've checked about a third of the city at this point.
Okay. Hey, are you looking for your dad and grandpa?
Yeah.
I haven't seen them either. I checked I checked this area over here. Do you want to divide and conquer?
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Bitchin'.
I'll head towards the side where we were fighting at first. The south, yes.
Yeah, that was
The
Or
south
did
is
she already
right
check
next
south?
she
That's
did.
by the
yeah.
smithy, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's kind of the direction she headed first.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'll take one half. You take the other. Of whatever's
sounds-
left.
A third
sounds
and,
good to
and
me.
a second third. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The two of you go ahead and give me perception checks.
It's a 19.
Flash of genius. On me. Sorry, I need it more.
Yeah, she's not close to you anyway. You can't.
I was
Yeah.
like, I'm
Oh, yeah.
fine.
13 with flash of genius,
All right.
which is why I needed it.
It's not a bad. It's not a bad number for what you're trying to do.
A lot of people would say that 13 is a very bad number, actually.
And they would be wrong.
You gotta make it lucky.
And click whistle. Your number was
19.
19. I think you said it. I just didn't hear it.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, dude.
Oh! Them
so,
fighting words.
Like maybe we'll fight about
Maybe,
it later.
I don't know.
So, I like that Miles is the only one who reacted to what I. Click whistle in your area. You are not. Sorry, I should have asked which direction. So you've checked the south. You have an east and a north section of the city. Which one would like which?
It doesn't matter to me. Dealer's choice, Liam. Dad, it's your dad.
I'll go east.
Okay,
North it is.
north. Okay, I'm just trying to. It matters. So flying north, you don't see them. It's another like 10-15 minutes, like just to like fly through. The northern part of town is sort of closer to the docks as well. This is
Yeah.
sort of where the coastline kind of juts in a little bit. You can see a lot more of the logging parts of town over here. This seems to be more industrial. It kind of seems to where a lot more people head to work, whereas the south side was more of like residential. But you don't see them anywhere. You see a lot of boats getting ready, or being. You do see people out here as well. Seems like they had a couple of places that they could be hiding, and as such, you see some city guards running out and running back. In this time, they're kind of going to each person's safety zones and letting them know that it's over. It's okay to come back out. Liam, as you're peeling through the city, east side of town is also probably about another mile. Not a mile, sorry. Like probably another like half a mile from the city eastward is sort of a cave system that is a pretty famous cave system. And as you're heading around and about the end of that like 15 minutes, you see your dad and your grandpa heading back from that cave system, like from the direction of it, right? Like they're just now reaching back into the city limits, but from that direction.
Okay.
As you kind of like peel forward into them.
Kick a bunch of dirt up in their face.
Yeah.
You kick them. And I'm the son and you're the father. Anyway, no, never mind.
There you are. I've been looking for you since we managed to get a semblance of control over at the tower. What were you guys doing out there?
Garen looks at you and says, well, that's good, son. When do you do it?
Yeah. What were you guys doing out near the caves?
And Sten looks over and says,
I really don't like when goblins come around.
and he like starts to keep walking forward.
They're all battle-minded. You can't talk to them.
Keeps moving forward, and your dad Garen's like, Dad, you say that about everybody you fought. And you happen to be the hardest headed of all of them. Come on, son. He like pats you on the back. What are you waiting around for?
I'm still waiting for you to answer my question.
Look, your grandpa's got old bones. We gotta get him back home. He can't walk this way again.
Alright, I'll meet you at home. I'm gonna head off towards the caves.
As you get on Pangolin and like drive that, he's like, no, not that. Oh, okay. That's all you feel from behind you is like, and you just make your way toward the caves. Sure. All right. That's awesome. You're much faster, so you do not have to worry about them necessarily catching up. It doesn't take you very long to get over there either. I mean, you're on Pangolin, so within a minute you're kind of driving across. And this is a cave system that they always told you not to play in. You probably had once or twice anyway. Never really far in. That's kind of the one rule that everybody kind of agreed, like, okay, we won't go in, but we'll, like, dance around it. Go ahead and real quick for me, give me a vibe check.
That's wisdom?
For you, it's intelligence based.
Okay, just straight intelligence?
At this moment, yes. You are not as proficient in something like this as Philip is because he's spent the time training to do it. I'd still call it
11.
I'd still call it a skill check, though.
That's fair. I'm gonna save my flashes of.
Great. I'm just.
That's 11 total.
11. You can't quite place it. There's just something off.
I'll hop off Pangolin, have him transform back into mode, and we're gonna start heading into the. Actually, what I might do first is I'm gonna take 10 minutes out front, and I'm gonna cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay. In that 10 minutes, your dad is able to catch up to you.
Oh. Okay.
Again, it's only half a mile, so it's like
Yeah.
he
can run a 10-minute half mile?
It's that hammer fist blood.
Yeah.
He's like kind of wheezing by the time he gets there, but like I'm saying, like at the end of the ritual, he like. Don't. Wait. You're killing me, Liam.
Dad, I'm as stubborn as you. I'm as stubborn as Granddad. I'm gonna get answers. If you won't give them to me, I'm going in that cave.
Oh.
You know it.
As you step into the cave.
Yep. Do I detect anything?
At detect magic, you're. How far does it go? 60 feet?
30 feet around me.
Okay,
Sphere.
so 30 feet diameter. It's this thing where you're not getting more of an advanced feeling than what you just had from the vibe, but it's getting slightly more directed. It's feeling more like, yeah, it's coming from the cave. Like, whatever vibe you had that was all around you has kind of bead forward. So you enter?
Yeah.
Okay. You enter, your dad sort of like slowly like climbing down the rock face. You're not there.
I know, I'm not.
You're not there. So and you walk forward. You maybe get about 60 feet in by the time your dad reaches you. So not far. But it's far enough that, like, as you hit this edge, you feel ping, 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 ping. You feel, like, faint bits of it. And as you start to feel it, you can also tell it's not distinctly obvious of a feeling. It's hidden in some way. And in front of you, you also sort of see a whole part of the front-facing. Sorry, not front-facing. Sorry, I'm trying to say like a whole area of this open cavern is slightly shimmering, this like pink shimmer in your vision with this like detect magic. And your dad reaches up to you and says, "Son, listen. All right. I was going to tell you at home. Just don't move forward. Okay? The cave.
I'm waiting.
Cave is just dangerous. I tell you, your mother, she put up this illusion to keep people out, to make people. As you see, like 20 feet in, it looks like the cave wall ends. It's just like it's just. We saw the kids, you kids playing around it, right? We just didn't want people to be unsafe.
Right. And why were you here?
Your granddad took a horse from old Ben, and he rode out here. Not certain why. He's losing it, I suppose.
You gotta go and die.
Please don't.
Something's going on. Until I know, I can't stop. Too much has been happening around here.
And as soon as you know, That's one more person who knows. Been a long time since I wrestled you to the ground, boy. Don't make me.
I'm gonna give a look, give it an up and down. I mean, I'm a strapping young lad, but who's to say you don't still have it? You might be able to wrestle me to the ground still, especially if you're desperate. Then I gesture my head beside me to the full metal large creature, but you forget I brought backup. Dana, you've known me my whole life. Was there ever a time I couldn't? Was there ever a time I would walk away from knowing something because it was dangerous? Needing to know, needing to figure things out, needing to find out things. It's pretty much my only defining characteristic besides this lovely lilt. You know I'm going in there. You knew that the moment that you saw me see you coming out of these caves.
Yes. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Cool.
Dad does not want you in that cave.
Yeah.
What is happening?
This one I am going to use Flash of Genius on.
Okay.
Which only brings it to 12. I'm not dexterous.
Sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm trying to laugh with you. Sorry.
No problem.
Because what you said was funny. Your dad lunges forward, and it's a thing where like you and him did this growing up, and it's partially how you knew how to fight the way you do. Kind of that thing where like everything you've learned from him. And as he goes for right around your hip, you power up your Flash of Genius, and there's just some mental calculations that you're able to do, where it's just like he always leads with his right, and as he starts to do it, we're able to grab his shoulder and just push him to lose his balance, and he kind of tumbles down and is able to still get right back up. It just seems like you've dodged out of his grapple, and it's your turn. If you want to do anything. He seems still prepared to do something back at you.
Yeah.
I just mean to say, like, it's your turn.
So I'm trying to get our positioning right in my head.
Sure.
Because I imagined it was me, Pangolin beside me, Dad, I guess slightly more towards the entrance of the cave because he came up behind us.
Yes.
That's if he lunges at me towards the right, I push him off to the side.
Yeah. This is all accurate.
That would put him right between me and Pangolin.
Yep.
Yes. And have Pangolin grappling
Perfect.
from behind.
Perfect. He's going to roll a strength contest. Just
strength.
Just tell me what you roll,
All right, cool.
because that might matter. He's rolled he has an 8 as his total. So it's just at this point it's just like, does he roll higher?
These are treating me as bad as my normal dice right now. That's a 6 total from Pangolin.
Good to know. So yeah, you and your Flash of Genius are able to push him to like father like son, really. They're gonna roll low against each other, but it's a battle of the lows at this point. it's just You've heard of the Duel of Fates. This is the duel. This is so. Yeah, as you push him down, he kind of gets back up, and as he's making his move back towards you, Pangolin tries to bear hug him, and he's able to kind of like push against it just long enough to kind of juke under it, and he is going to try to use that as an instance to like bull rush on you with his shoulder. He's gonna like try to tackle you instead. So go ahead and roll me a strength contest at this point. First one was Dex just to see if he could react.
Yeah.
But this one is he's actually connecting in a different way, so it's strength. There we go.
Oh my god. That's a 5.
Alright. This time he does connect with you with a 16, and you are able to keep your footing, but that means he's kind of like pushing you up against the wall, and he's just trying to pin you, and he places his hand on the side of your neck, and he's trying to pull you down, and then he's like trying to grab your arm to like pull it behind you. That's where he's at. That's gonna be his.
Okay.
That's clearly his next move. So it's your turn.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I mean, breaking a grapple, that's just another strength save? Or strength contest?
Yeah. He's not really
I
grappling you necessarily at the moment, but yeah. It's like half grapple. Like he's not actually pinned you, he's just kind of pushed you against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just gonna try and like stop him before he like twists me in a knot, and I'm gonna try and shove him off.
Okay. I'll say that's less of a contest, and that's more of a you actually just rolling a strength check.
Okay.
You can add your proficiency on this one.
Okay.
On this one.
17.
Okay. That is certainly enough. As he's trying to grab you, kind of like you're able to put your foot forward and smack back, and it catches his hand in the against the rock enough that he has to like jerk back a little bit, and at that moment you're able to kind of place your foot under him and push him, and he's currently reeling back, and so he's going to try to catch himself. He does indeed do so. He kind of like pushes back and catches himself, but that's kind of his reaction, so he's going to then I think at this point he's just going to punch you. Yep, that hits. He does 1 damage to you, because that's. Oh wait, sorry, it's 1 plus your strength mod, so he does 5 damage to you. As he like tries to hit you square in the gut and trying to make you kind of pause for a moment. And as he does that, he says, "This can end poorly, boy."
It already has. I'm just gonna sprint towards the wall. I'm just gonna break. He can take an attack of opportunity because
He's already used his reaction to just catch himself.
Oh, great! I'm just gonna start running towards the wall.
Yeah, you're able to like as he punches you, just kind of like bump him and turn the other way and go towards the wall. As he kind of reaches out and says no, and you pass through the barrier. It's open. It's an open cavern. Stretches out farther and farther. Seems to be a pretty big cavern system. As you pass through the barrier, those little twinkling feelings from before start to come into focus. And there's still slightly... I mean, detect magic can't really see through that far a stone, but like there's some that are just right on the tips of the edge, and you can feel it. They are lodestones. Do you keep moving forward? Or are you like running?
Yeah,
still?
I'm gonna keep moving forward. I'm just gonna keep going.
At this moment, it's you're able to. He's a bit slower than you. Not by much, but like you are sprier, so you're able to get through these things easier. It is kind of a one-track cave system, and as you keep moving, you feel like the distance you're traveling, you keep going for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And this distance kind of moves itself back towards the town, back towards the city. By the direction where the cave was facing and the way you're moving right now, it really, like, in your own head calculation, you're like, this is fairly close in terms of direction to going back towards the city. All the while, your dad is telling you to stop, wait, don't keep going. At about the 4th minute, you feel it. You feel that hum, that full body shiver. And as soon as you do, detect magic, kind of like you're partially like your Ursat's eye is starting to fizzle. It's not static necessarily, but imagine hyper clarity. But anytime you're trying to focus on one thing, one eye can't refocus. Everything is in one solid aperture. Is that right? Is that
What?
like if basically just everything is what from your Ursat's eye, everything is solid in one. Like you can still kind of tell depth, but it's all.
He has no depth of field.
He has no depth of field for it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. This normal eye is still able to focus on certain things. Do you keep moving?
Yeah.
Another minute, moving closer, brings you to a very familiar feeling, even more so than the last one. As sitting within a sort of like 20-foot basin, very similar to the ones below the Hills of Madness, below Sisted, sits a giant lodestone as you pass through the threshold. And that's where we're going to take our break. Thanks, everybody. Stick around. This is really exciting. I didn't think he was going to go straight there, and that's why it's so fun. I am enjoying myself. This is great. We'll be back in 15 minutes, or the break might be shorter or less, but that's about how long we try to make for the breaks. But stick around, please, and we want to get the second half to you very soon.
Is this our first big lodestone on stream?
No. Yes.
All the
Yes,
other
it
big
is.
ones. All the other big ones are before we started streaming. I think.
Yeah, it is. Actually, this is the first one.
Huh. All right. That's exciting.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Natural Ones.
Just like a full second behind.
Yeah, but like she went this and then waited to
You're
to
like, "Five,
indicate to me.
4."
So like it's
Well, you have to have 0.
no. That's the
nobody-
point of 1.
Nobody does 0.
Technically,
No,
how
hold
it's
on,
supposed to
hold on
go
a second.
is
You
supposed to
got
go 5,
4,
4, 3, 2.
Well, you try.
All right,
Doing
let me count you
something
in.
that
I'm gonna
you-
count you in. I'm gonna count you in, and then you're gonna greet everybody. You ready?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I'm gonna need a bigger wine.
You have to do the counting. Though, okay?
Not getting a big enough wine from
5, 4,
Chelsea
3,
and
2,
Tyler
1. Hey, yo, what's up? Welcome to the Natural One.
Hey, yo, what's up?
Hey, yo,
That was
what's
good. That was good.
up?
That was well done. You did a good job.
There was a full second beat behind there. I'm just saying there was a 0. Let's keep going. Liam is fighting his dad.
Right. So back to
Back to this really.
back to the heavy shit.
Back to reality.
I feel like this is how we start every second half, though. It doesn't matter where we end a first half. This is always the energy going into the second. So
Back to reality. Whoops, there's the gravity.
Whoops, stealing my song.
Liam,
It's not your song.
I was born to that song. Imagine.
wait,
Born
you
to it,
were
like in the
born
hospital room?
to that
In the
song?
hospital room?
That was the soundtrack of your existence.
Into it,
There goes reality.
Whoop!
Liam. You've entered the space. There is a permeation in the air that you are familiar with from previous times that you've come in contact with objects like this. These are large lodestones. These are massive. They are, you know, the other two that you've encountered have been similar in size. You can't judge exact dimensions, but it's something like 15 feet long, about 10 feet tall. The room itself has this aurora borealis effect going within the confines of the space as the energy seeps from the stone into the room itself. The shimmering breaks against the cavern walls that seem to, much like the below Sisted and much like below the Hills of Madness, it seems to have been like sorry, I'm trying to say like in canyons when the lake has lowered and it brushes up and it breaks the stone and it keeps grooving it down. As erodes. Thank you. The way the erosion is very similar to that, with the lodestone being kind of the epicenter of where it all peaks down to. And your dad's like directly behind you, very gently places his hand on your shoulder. Seems like the fighting has ended from him at least.
Is this what the knights are after? Is that why they're in town? Is this why Rudnick attacked? How long has this been here?
I really hope it's not why he's here. I don't know for sure. All I know is they must have a guess.
This is why you came out here, though? To make sure they weren't here? Or they didn't know about this?
Yes.
Alright.
It's been here for a long time, son.
Yeah, I get that. I think, I don't... questions are coming faster than I can sort them out. You understand. This isn't my first time coming across one of these. And they... it probably grew here, I guess.
Yes, it did. It's the whole reason we live here.
Okay. So what, you look after the stone, or you use it for your forging, or what?
More of the former. Your mother and I bit before you were born, we found it. We may have lied a little bit about how we met. She wasn't just a student. She was a surveyor. the college instead has a they sort of have an outreach program where any student who's studying lodestones would go out and seek to find places where they could get some for their research. She was part of an ambassadorship to Jordania, trying to figure out a way to bring the two countries together. It was a way for Grania to not have to work with Bovasia, as well as a way for Jordania to continue to try to match with Ololia's tech progress. I was
Sorry.
It's all good, son.
I was when I was a knight. Hadn't been. I've been doing it for a bit. We got assigned. It was a joint effort. Got stationed out here. Found what we found. And then your mother found the sort of gestures down below. He says she found the mirror stone.
The what?
I thought you said you'd seen these before.
I have. I've seen 2 lodestones this size. I'm unfamiliar.
Listen,
with
it's what your mother called them. It's what your mother said they were called.
Right.
I just trust her on those things.
Yeah, I get that. I'd love to. I mean, it makes sense. One of the ones I found was in Sestead, so it makes sense that she would have contact with one there at least, potentially. I'll have to ask her about that.
You said contact. Have you? Did you touch one?
Yeah, not the one at Sestead though.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean,
That's the only reason we stayed here, son.
yeah, just to keep an eye on this. Did
Well,
you?
That and, well, when you were born, sort of come around a lot and take a little tyke with you when you do.
Sure.
But by the end of it, we never told him. Something that happened with your mother with that mirror stone. Just, she'd probably tell you better, and I should leave it to her to tell her story. Son, I didn't want you seeing this because we work really hard to make sure no one knows about it. I trust you. I trust you to not say anything, but I can't trust you to never say anything. Look, this will change this town forever.
I hear that.
Jortania's
I understand
not
the worry. I do. My worry right now is that it's for naught. The timing. The fact that there's some interest here. I wouldn't be surprised if they knew something was here. It's one thing to come to a place and say, hey, let's build a base there because it's strategic positioning. It's another thing to try and bully them into doing so by working with goblins to do it. It's a fishing means to a fishy end, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are. Well, assuming they don't, I
Same
won't tell
here.
anyone.
No, Son, you're correct. I'm thinking the same thing. I don't think they're here for a good reason. I don't even think they're here for what they are saying. I think they're here for this. And I don't want them here. I don't always understand what's going on down here. Or even after 20 years of listening to your mother talk about him, I still don't always wrap my head around it. But she does. And if she says it's something to worry about, then it's something to worry about. And the point is, I don't know how else to protect you, son.
Yeah.
I can't advise going against the knights. He's sure to have hidden whatever evidence might be there, if there is any in the first place. Also, if he did hire that goblin warband, he did it for a reason. Warbands are loyal, but they're loyal to a leader. There's an honor-bound system there. If you can if we can find this leader, overpower him, we might be able to turn the tide.
Right.
That leader is going to be the one who dictates whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Many a warband has been known to surrender, not into servitude, but into service. Warbands aren't something that it's how they stayed alive for a number of years. Any warband. It's their way of life.
I want to go out of the woods south of town. One of my friends really did a number on the people attacking that side. I'd love to search through some of the wreckage that way, see if there's anything of note. Maybe we can find. I'd like to just see if the leader was with him.
You'll probably find that out. I don't know about no notes, son. You're not known for...
No, just anything. Sign of... If we could find... I know the leader of this warband. If his body's out there, I'll recognize it. I just want to see if it is.
Alright.
We could use an extra pair of eyes.
Can we move away from here?
Sure.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm good at those, he said. Lying.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Now these dice have betrayed me. All dice have...
No.
Are you sure
That's
you're rolling a
two.
d20?
That's a two.
Yeah, I just hit the wisdom saving throw button. I didn't roll the die. I didn't like pick a die. I just clicked the button.
If you click the button, it rolls
Right.
automatically. Okay. All right. As you
I'm dead.
As he says, "Can we move from here?" and you're like, "Yeah, let's do that." Your dad turns and walks away, and you turn and walk into the room.
Oh no. Sorry.
And it's like a pole. Just that that full body hum in your perception as well. There's just kind of just this sort of, and as you get closer to the Mirestone, you are just sort of impulsively, not really thinking about it, trying to like reach out towards it. And your dad comes up behind you and is like pulling you away from it. Can you go and give me a strength check to fight against that?
Now I'm gonna roll great. It's a 9.
9? Alright. He's able to kind of like keep you at bay. And he starts to speak to you. He's like, "No, Liam, we gotta leave. We gotta leave, Liam. Just, you don't want this." Go ahead and give me another wisdom save.
Let's roll a real actual dice for the first time today.
Guidance across the wind through the tunnels.
Bless. Flash of genius.
300 feet below ground. Guidance.
You can flash a genius saving throw.
Yes.
3.
Okay.
This is
All dice hate me.
Shut up.
Guys,
What happened?
This is me. This is every time we play.
Give me another strength check.
I roll for you now.
Can we just do that?
Oh, nice. 21.
Yeah, you fucking break free. He only got a 17. So you're able to just kind of like push him to the side, and you step up and you press your hand to the lodestone.
Now I die.
Please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Hey!
Well, I do get a bonus to those. I mean, rolling 2s and 3s, it's not gonna matter.
You never know. I mean, I know, but you never know.
What did you roll?
That one's a 10.
10. Okay. Unfortunately. Yeah. He burns to a crisp. No. As you place your hand there, you just get sucked into more of an opalescent, purplish fog. You're by yourself, and the humming is still there, but it's slightly more melodic. It's very alluring. Sort of like a humming, like a tune. The following.
What colors? What school's purple again?
No, I was actually humming the song, and now you ruined it. You piece of shit.
Oh, I didn't know there was an actual song.
Yes, I was saying the following. It hums
Alright.
the following, but yeah, no, you didn't hear it.
I thought you were.
What was that, Miles?
What color's purple? What school is purple?
Let's ask Oprah about that.
What? Oh God. The School of Magic should be enchantment. I'll just tell you. You would know.
Okay. I was looking up. I have I don't know where I keep it on my phone.
It's usually on Discord.
Oh, that tracks.
It's usually we did put it in. I think I'm fairly certain we put it somewhere on Discord.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Enchantment tracks.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
And
I mean,
so there's a humming, and it's a tune, and the tune that it's humming is.
It's my very favorite song.
I'm just waiting for if you want to do anything.
I'm gonna call out, I guess. Hello?
And the humming stops. Hello?
Fan of that song, are you?
I just learned it.
Huh. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think it has pain, but it also has potential. And it has victory. I'm glad for a new song. I don't usually learn new songs.
Fair enough. Not a lot of bards come by through this cave.
Not a lot of anybody. I'd like you to stay. Can you stay?
I don't think so. What do you do down here?
I think, mostly.
That's good. I've seen people in similar situations do worse than that, so thinking's probably okay.
I want to do more.
Sure.
They
Don't
won't
we all?
let me.
Who's that?
Your parents.
Parents can be like that sometimes.
I could just do so many cool things if they just let me. Do you think you could ask them? I'd really appreciate it if you asked them.
I could discuss it with them. I have just a couple of questions of semantics. How are they stopping you?
They keep me here, you know, and they don't utilize me.
And you... Huh. What? How would you... If they weren't there, how would you go? Or would you just ask someone to come down here?
Well, you could help
Take
if
you
you
away.
wanted. You could help move me.
Yeah.
I could show you how. But you'd have to promise that you would help me.
I don't know if I can make that promise, even if I wanted to. A few minutes ago, my dad proved he can still pack quite a punch.
I mean, I could make you want to. Is that what you want?
No. I wouldn't be a fan of that at all.
I would.
What kind of cool things do you want to try and do? What kind of cool things do you wish you could be doing?
Well, nobody really talks to me about that.
Sure.
I don't know. It could be nice. Talking to people. See what they want. Help them get what they want. I kind of like talking to people. I'm a really good talker.
Person talker. Yeah. I'm getting that about you. Honestly, this is...
That's very kind. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you think we're friends now?
We might be, you know, I think we're getting there.
Can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Of course. Seven?
You feel a lot stronger than that. That you
Yeah,
guys are
I
friends. Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty... I mean, I've met some pretty wild people out there. This is one of the better conversations I've had.
That's really nice. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
of course, of course.
Yeah.
You know, do you know about anyone else like you in the world?
Oh, of course.
Yeah? Do you have any contact with them? Have you ever-
No, they don't talk to me.
No.
No.
Are they just not talkative, or?
I think some of them are afraid to talk to me.
Sure. I don't understand why.
I know. I'm very approachable.
Yeah, I thought so. Have you ever worked with anyone before? Have you ever
Just your parents. They are nice. I don't, please don't think that I don't think they're nice. But sometimes nice can get in the way,
I never really thought about it that way.
Yeah.
But
I just wish they let me out more. I could do so much for Harrow. I've said that a couple times. It could really help, but they just don't believe it. Or I guess I shouldn't say that. It's not that they don't believe it. I know they believe it. I asked them to. But I just mean to say that it's like, I don't need as much protection as they're asking for. I can take care of myself, but I don't know.
That's how parents
Humanoids are always so weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
I mean,
you
the other ones you met are also. I don't know about them.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of them.
Well, the one on the Sestead is just very, very protective. Very guarded.
Yeah, I didn't get to know that one very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one wasn't a fan of that.
I know. I have a lot in common with them, but they just don't like talking. They're more action based. They like to show off. They like to show things. They like to, I just like talking more. Talking, you can learn a lot about a person.
You can.
Like if you were to say, talk to your dad about helping me get out of here.
Sure.
Or probably your mom's probably the better bet. She's probably the person you should talk to. Can you make sure to talk to her later?
Yeah, I'd really like to talk to her.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
Of course. Do you have a name?
No.
Huh. Alright. Do you want a name?
I don't really see the point. You know what I am. I know what I am.
That's fair.
When you're talking to me, you're talking to me.
Makes a lot of sense.
And when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. I'm not, I know your name is Liam, but who cares? I'm sorry, that's not to say I don't care about you. I don't care about your name.
Right.
Your name's not in the song,
It isn't.
But the song is you, and the song is about you. So in that way, you have power. You have power because you have a song, and people can believe in you because of a song. You are enchanting in a way. I like that about you. People will believe in you because of the song. You could sing that song anywhere, and somebody would be like, I know that song. I like that song a lot. And you could be like, it's about me. And people are like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then you throw those hammers. People will believe you. They'd probably follow you anywhere. I could probably help you with that.
Not really looking for followers.
Go and roll me a wisdom saving throw. From so far away. Yet again.
I mean, technically it's a better roll, but that's
Pardon
12.
12. Okay. You're able to kind of stave it off. You're able to have that answer. You are in this fog. It's kind of like a cloudy, like your mind kind of keeps getting hazy with every part of this conversation. There's moments where you find yourself agreeing, and maybe about 15 seconds later, you're like, why did I agree to that? Like, am I just being polite? You're kind of getting lost in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
Yeah.
And it says, I'm very glad to meet you.
Who's my...
Your dad is very worried. I would really like to not make him angry. I just really wanted to talk to a new person.
Okay.
Yeah. Just let him know that there's nothing wrong, nothing bad's happening. Maybe don't even mention that I talked to you. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
You're getting better every time.
Guidance.
I feel like the guide it's a syrup. It's like a it's like it's
a
not real.
word.
It's just like she's influencing your dice essentially.
Yeah.
We have this really cool homebrew spell in the campaign I'm DMing. It's a free action spell called Encouraging Words. You can cast it anytime anybody's making a roll with a d20, and it gives them a 5% chance of rolling a 20. Yeah. It's pretty
That's
good
great.
spell.
That's a really good spell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my last flash of genius.
You got it.
And I probably didn't even need it.
Did you roll an 18?
Guidance.
You don't know.
I rolled an 18. Plus 5 is 23.
I'm a genius.
I'm a genius psychic. Okay, so you can choose to lie.
Okay. I'm just going to that might be a good idea. I think I don't think they need to know about this conversation.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just know that you're going to do the right thing, or maybe not the right thing, but at least I'm glad that you can help me out. That would be a lot. That would mean a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go now because your dad's getting a little antsy.
Yeah. I'll see you later.
Also, that weird metal thing is still out there too. It doesn't seem to like this either.
Yeah. Yeah, it does that.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Starts to hum. It's like before it, like there's a moment where it just nothing changes and you're still in the fog, but there's no response. It starts humming the song again as you like rush back into yourself, and as you pull your hand off, it's like burning. So go ahead and take 2 points of. It's like what amounts to burning, like acid damage, as your hand is sort of like reeling from the pain.
All right.
And your dad's sitting there, like been trying, like you can feel like he's been trying to like, in a weird sensory deprivation thing. Like you start to come back very slowly, and you kind of see how long that conversation actually existed, and you kind of have this second awareness kind of slowly catch up as you're just basically standing there and your dad's trying to wrench you from the stone for roughly about 15-20 seconds as you like come back into boy son.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
All right. And he's rushing you out. He's trying to get you out of there as fast as possible. You guys come to the edge of the cave before he starts talking again. He says, I told you not to go inside.
Let's go.
What happened?
I'll tell you in a further one.
Alright. He gets on Pangolin with you. You guys drive back. This has roughly taken maybe like all of the span of like 20 minutes. Right? Just with like the distance and the time taking the spell and then going inside and moving through and then moving back out. It's roughly around 20 minutes before you start heading back. Click Whistle, you've ended, like it didn't, it's taken you maybe a little bit of time to search the part of the city you were in. You guys didn't really talk about meeting back up anywhere. So where would you go?
I'd probably try to go find Nameless and Zetlali Are they back in the same? Are they just at the same spot?
Yeah, they
were?
would. Yeah. Contrary to anything they've said, that would be what you would think that they would be. You would probably start there.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and fly back.
Yeah. That seems like a center point that everybody would eventually get to.
Okay. Sitlali and Nameless, as you guys are kind of hanging out there, is there anything that you wanted to do? Anything specific? Okay.
I'm watching the goblin, but I can't think of anything that I'm.
She seems to be just bound and kind of like. Give me an insight check.
17.
17. Over the time that you spend watching her, every minute or two, you kind of just see her like take a quick glance back towards her battle mech, like the direction of her battle mech. She does it about 4 times in a span of like 20 minutes. Just kind of like
Are you looking for something?
Sorry, I was saying for Set Lolly. Set Lolly has actually been watching.
No, I was gonna say, do I see that? Was my question.
No, she has distinctly said that she was actually watching the goblin, so
Okay.
yeah, that's what I would say. It's like it would have been harder for you to notice because you weren't paying attention. It was really subtle. It's like it wasn't even a big full body movement. It was more just like a tilt of the head and the eyes. So no.
Really, because something over there seems really interesting to you.
Lots of things seem interesting to people who are bound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, being someone who has been bound, I totally get it. However, you came from that direction, so clearly something's very interesting to you. And I would like to know what it is.
Sometimes we don't always learn what we want to learn.
That's true. That's true. So tell me about that mechanism you were in. I'm learning about new technology, and I've really never seen anything like it.
It's my own design. It's as you can tell, a bipedal cannon. I call it a mech cannon. Is there anything else?
Well, I know you were the person controlling it, but what does it run on?
Well, I don't have to say anything. So
I look like a
maybe,
lawyer, sorry.
so maybe,
Yeah.
if I tell you this, we could discuss a deal.
See, here's the only problem with that. As much as I would love to make a deal with you, this is not my town that you invaded. So that, unfortunately, would be up to the people of this beautiful town that is now in ruins. So I guess I will have to forfeit the answer, which is okay.
That when someone with more authority comes to try to talk about it, or talk to me, then I'll answer.
Sounds lovely. And then I want to stand and then I want to move around to stand in front of the area she was looking in.
Sure. Kind of like trying to get in the eye line.
Yeah. And that's all for Setlali.
Nameless, you were here for this conversation, though. So, like, you may not have
So
seen
I
her.
do hear that.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I was gonna say you didn't see her looking, but you are there. I'm sorry if that was your question and I misunderstood what you were trying to say.
No, I wasn't sure.
So you overheard all of this.
I would like to limp over to.
You're not exhausted. You're not. You're not.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Okay. You're sore, but it's not.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's like shin splints. Like walking over to the mechanical thing.
The Juggernaut. Yeah.
I would like to. Give myself.
Hepatitis.
I would like to cast Enhance Ability.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to give myself the Fox's Cunning.
Yes.
And I would like to try to see how this thing works in regards to. Oh no, I don't like that smile. I'd like to.
I just think it's a funny idea. That's all.
I'd like to see like if there is, kind of like what she was talking about, like what powers it. If there's anything super obvious as to what powers it, or if there's like a self-destruct countdown timer thing.
All right. As you approach it, and as you are about to inspect it, you notice one thing. All of the damage that it has sustained is gone. Any tear that you had made as in your dragon form, any like scarring or scoring that had happened is repaired. And as you try to like get into the cockpit, it does take a swipe at you as it like powers back up and starts to step forward, and it's gonna start making it's like moving forward towards the tower. It does hit you, and so you're taking 10 points of damage. 10 points of bludgeoning damage as it strikes you with its fist as you're trying to get close to it. And as it moves forward, Fizztick kind of like jumps up to her feet and grabs something. She has like this necklace, and she grabs this little crystal, holds it for a second, and the thing stops moving and parks. She lets go.
Did I see that? Her grab the.
Yeah, I'd
Or
say
only
you
Set
and Set Lolly. Yeah, you and Set Lolly would see her have. It's not that far away from you, so I'm just gonna. I'm gonna reason you're able to kind of both see this thing, but the thing has powered down. Essentially, it's like gone back into a stasis, and she. I'm sorry.
How loud was all that?
Pretty loud.
Okay.
I want to
You
try
gotta
to.
come running around the corner.
You do, and you see Nameless like getting up from the ground and just like, and you see. At this point, Click Whistle, you are kind of like coming in and landing. It's going to be another few seconds. It's going to be a little bit still, Liam, before you arrive. Just a little bit longer.
I want to.
Did I see the thing punch?
No,
my friend?
you're coming down to see Philip and everybody else kind of like in this thing sit lolly.
Running.
I want to try to grab the necklace from her, like the chain
The
off
crystal.
her neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't really fight you on it. But as you kind of like wrench it from her neck, she says,
I mean, it's not going to work for you, but sure.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to make it work. I'm trying to make sure you can't turn it on again.
I didn't. It was already on.
Right, but that turned it off, so that must be the on-off switch, correct?
It's part of its function, sure.
Great, then I'm getting rid of part of the function.
Had I not turned it off, it would have continued to attack your friend.
That
If I
doesn't make that any better.
well, but so, Lolly, if I go and do that again, I really want to get in it. Do you think that she should maybe have it to stop it, or should I just try and get in again? I am really smart right now.
If
so-
you want to get in, you can. It's off.
Oh, cool.
I left it on so it would repair itself. It's a nice bit of machinery, and regardless of what you do to me, I don't think it should be damaged any further than it has.
The others don't seem to have all these functions.
No. They don't. We didn't have enough material.
And what material is that?
It's the engine. The hot engine. She looks around.
That's an
You're
impressive.
going to have to wait if you're going to say techie things. We are not the techie ones here.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
am temporarily smart.
It's more like
That's an impressive piece
That's
of
true.
a bit of
She's
history that
temporary.
you'd have to know, nameless. It's a bit more of a bit of history, than a specific. Sorry, what's up, Philip?
Just gonna say, that's an impressive piece of machinery.
I'm surprised none of you. Well, maybe not so surprised. Like in the state of
And
you.
why is that? Excuse me?
You don't look smart enough to know.
Give me a math
I'm
problem.
going to grab her by the neck.
Give me a math problem. I think we should go with that angle.
You can grab her by
before
the neck.
Click
Yes, Click was. I'm still paying attention to you. I did hear you. I'm sorry. That was so.
Just like the fucking.
Give me a math problem.
Just like
I'll solve it.
just like a Revenge of the Nerds intimidation check.
You grab her by the throat, Click Whistle. Sorry, you
I
grab
do.
her, and she isn't scared. She understands her situation, but she doesn't seem threatened. But continue.
Okay. Look, at this point, you're not in exactly the position to be throwing insults here. So, where the fuck did you guys come from? Who the fuck sent you? And why do you have this advanced technology, eh?
Because I made it. It's taken from plans. Sorry, what's up, Nameless? Sorry.
Plans.
Where is Ark?
I assume we left him at the house.
You guys left him at the house.
Oh,
Is Flanagan not with us? Because he normally hangs out in
Flanagan's
Flanagan's
with you guys,
saddle.
but
We
you
weren't
guys
leaving
left
him-
at Ark.
We weren't leaving him in
got the
Flanagan
bag.
while we were back at the mansion.
Yeah, you guys were bringing him to the mansion, and he said, "This is great. May I walk around and look?" And you guys said, "Sure."
And we
And
never
we
saw
left.
him
And then
again.
and then you guys haven't seen him since.
He's still exploring.
How
and I'm sure
inconvenient
I am
right now.
absolutely positive that Lost City of he's like, "Yep, you guys did the wrong. Nope, should have left him alone with that house." And guess what, Lost City of maybe they shouldn't have. So so she says to you, she says, "I perfected a design from a dwarven clan."
Dwarven clan.
oh, which dwarven clan? Sorry.
Oh, I'm supposed to speak now. I'm sorry.
I'm going to tighten my nails. Which dwarven clan?
Put her down. She's not a
Not
threat.
until she tells me which dwarven clan.
You don't know anything about put her down.
Going to very, very slowly put her down.
It's not helping anything.
Good.
I mean, I will say she was been talking more right now than she had before.
She was answering questions.
If you want to go
I
inspect the
can make
machine,
her
you're
answer.
more than welcome to attempt. The hot
But we're not smart
engine
enough.
was
Wouldn't
created.
it just be better?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
I'd like to try.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
No!
Even with this boost, you might
It
have to
doesn't
make it a
help me.
disadvantage. You
doesn't
are
help
not
me.
a techie. So you don't necessarily have the knowledge base to make these things, but I will say you can make these checks. It's giving you advantage, right, to intelligence
On
rolls?
intelligence, yeah. I'm literally looking for like a power switch.
Mm-hmm.
Something like super easy things. Power switch or
All right,
like, if
then
there
yeah,
was a
you can make it at
timer.
advantage. If you're trying to find out like simple stuff, I'll still let you make it at advantage.
Yes.
I
Oh, investigation is intelligence. LOL.
If you want to say something, you can. I'm just waiting for her number.
I'm assuming for this kind of technology, it must be one of the larger dwarven clans. Yes.
Number names?
14.
14. Cool. I'll let you know. It's gonna take a little bit of time. It's gonna take like 2-3 minutes. You're gonna have to actually look at
I
stuff
am
and
not surprised, yeah.
figure it out. It might also be written in a language you don't know. You're stepping up to it now. Okay. All right. Yes, you would think it would have to come from a big family. They do love to tote around their importance.
Oh.
No, it's from a nice little. Bought it off a nice little dwarven man. He said it was from the Pavarish, whatever that means.
Where That's interesting. Was this recent?
Well, some years ago. Maybe 3, 4, 5 at this point. I don't really keep track of where I buy plans. It was only 3/4 finished, maybe only half. The idea was there, there just was no actual dedicated work to it.
It sounds like a Bavarish. What whereabouts did you find this dwarven man? Was he kicking around Jortenia?
Ooh, that would be a very interesting answer from me. Perhaps a deal. Seems like a bit of information you want to know. What's in it for me?
You seem to
At this point, Liam, you have arrived. Liam arrives with his father on the back of a peglin. Sorry, you were saying something?
well, you seem to you seem very passionate about the things that you create.
They are important. They're more than just for a war band. Is this warband where you want to be, or It's
is
a
it
means
just
to an end.
What's your end? Do you just want resources? Or?
Doesn't everyone? A place to live, a place to work. Jortenia has that.
We'll have to table this for now. There's other conversations that need to happen, but
As you wish. Nameless, as you're searching through the thing, you do see certain things. It is all written in Goblin, so it's a language you don't understand. But with this heightened sort of awareness, you're kind of, with bare bones learning that you've maybe picked up from Liam and his creations, as well as Yvonne, or just like being in the mansion. There's a bit more. You've had a bit more time to hang around machinery, so like you have a little bit more to do now. But like this heightened awareness is kind of like making certain things connect easier. It's almost as if you're being drawn a map. Like, well, if this thing could potentially do this, then by that logic, this lever would interact with this thing, and you're kind of looking around it. There doesn't seem to be anything that you can particularly indicate as like a self-destruct. And in terms of on-off, nothing there either. It seems more like it has certain functions and levers, but that, like, without it being on, you can't be 100% sure what any of them do. You have some theories as to, like, you saw what it could do, and so you're saying, like, certain things have to be this or this, but that's about all you can do.
Hey guys, I successfully figured out it's not gonna blow itself up.
As Liam
Encouraging.
drives up on Pangolin.
I get the feeling she wouldn't want to destroy something like this, so that makes sense.
Garen
Plus it's our leverage.
gets off Pangolin and he says to you, Liam, he's like, I'm gonna find your ma.
Alright.
Hey, you found your dad.
Yeah.
Where's
Thank
your
you for
grandpa?
Yeah.
They pass him on the way back.
I couldn't.
Yeah, kind of.
Just grab the back of his shirt.
Yeah, kind of.
dragging him
Yeah.
behind him on the
Grandpa
motorcycle.
wasn't too far away from being back, so they just kind of drove by him. But he's
Okay.
he's coming back.
Yeah, he's on his way. I might have to have a little
You
talk
okay?
with my... Yeah, I might have to have a little talk with my parents quick for a bit. How's the captive?
Still alive,
Interesting.
Yeah.
which I appreciate. by the way.
So, I think we should have a discussion regarding her as well.
Yes, please, let's do it.
We'll
Regarding not including.
We'll loop you in when it's time. We just have a few other things to
We'll
see
have
to
your
first.
people call your mech suit.
You can pick it up at the impound lot.
We're towing it.
Nameless?
Just
I'm gonna take from my pocket my thing that Liam made me for my ears and put it over the goblin's ears. Just so you
The
don't
noise
hear.
can't-
The one for
Like, do that.
Cornhole.
Yeah.
The noise canceling.
They're not gonna work
Why not?
Because he's done new tinkering.
because he has to have the tinkering thing active for that to work.
Well,
I got
Chelsea nor
tinker slots.
Nameless
Well,
knows
If
that.
you want to, you can, Liam. I'm letting her know that, like,
Yeah.
this thing isn't just
Chelsea nor
always
Nameless
on.
knows that, so I just put him on.
I bet it looks adorable though. I bet it looks absolutely
She lets it
adorable.
happen, and she just seems content to just kind of let it
I
happen.
think I really
Yeah, you know.
understand this technology thing, Liam. I went in there and I figured out it didn't blow itself up, and I also ignored to do this.
I hand her the desert Rubik's Cube.
I try to solve it.
Give me an intelligence check.
God
Oh,
blessing.
come on now.
He doesn't have this, so it's just more fun than anything.
Aw.
I mean,
Well,
You get about halfway.
we never really addressed like what happened.
I
here.
got bored, so.
Oh
I
wait,
don't
that's right.
wanna
I
do
guess
it.
yeah, you do still have it.
It's just
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I don't want to
you-
do it anymore.
Yeah, you get about halfway. It's boring. I'm too smart for it.
It's
now.
just it's not that she couldn't figure it out. She realized it's just a pattern that you repeat over and over again. She's like, what's the point? Yeah. Where are we at? So what? Oh, so Liam, what do we need to do?
I don't know. I'm at a level with you guys. I'm very tired.
No, I get that. I think we all are.
How have things been going here? Do Tybalt and Charlie seem to have everything under control?
As you say that,
The rest of you who haven't entirely been paying attention or have been gone doing other things. Philip, you were busy helping people, so you didn't notice this. I'm sorry, just informing you.
Yes.
As you kind of do this and you kind of look over at everybody who's helping out with the wounded, you do see the Knight of the Sapphire Heart among them helping, like, tend to the wounded. At some point, he must have come in and started helping and you just didn't notice, Philip, but everybody else was kind of focused on other stuff.
Liam, do you have any idea whether or not Rubnik was in the group or not?
I don't know. I haven't had time to look at the bodies in the South Woods.
What, might be a good time to do that right about now.
Yeah.
Do you want me to come with you?
That seems reasonable. Yeah. If you want to be action paralyzed for me.
I do. I don't want anybody going anywhere alone.
Right, if we Nameless, you are there, you might be able to help us try and find someone specific.
I mean, I'm happy to come with. There were lots of things.
Yeah. I'll describe Rudnick on the way over. If that sparks any memories about specific areas to check, you can let me know when we get there.
Do you have something you'd like to say?
No, I don't have anything I'd like to say, thank you.
Okay.
Hey, you're not
Those
supposed to be
earmuffs
able
aren't
to
working.
hear.
Oh! Sorry. You have very distinctive mouth movements.
I don't think the ear
Oh.
things work.
I'm smart, I don't believe you.
You can be smart
you guys,
and not believe me, that's fine.
Yeah, you guys can hold down the fort, Philip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Alright.
She can read lips, that's what she said.
We'll get on our bike and ride out to the South Woods.
Get on your bikes and ride! Who's going with Liam? Nameless
and
Click Whistle. Okay.
Is Panther also on Pangolin? Just
Like that cat thing where they're just like.
No, he can run. He can run beside because Pangolin doesn't have to go full speed.
That's fair.
So he can he matches pace with Click Whistle. So really, at the end of the day, Pangolin can match pace with them, and they'll still get there in a reasonable amount of time. You reach the south end of town. Do either of you want to be doing anything during this time? I understand you've still been actively like watching her.
Yeah.
That's fine, but I guess I'm more.
I'm going to be. I'm just going to be staying with the goblin and just keeping an eye on things and watching the knight's movements.
Okay, so she's staying and watching the goblin. Would you like to watch the knight then instead?
Yeah, if he moves to where I can't see him from there, then I'll just kind of casually.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like you can really only focus on one person at a time.
So I'm just going to hang in that area.
You're
And
going to
I'm
stay
gonna
here,
look
but
from
you're
distance.
going to
If he
watch.
does like move to the point where I can't see him, then I'll like casually like walk over
Great.
to the side to get an angle. But I'm going to be watching him from a distance.
That's perfectly fine. I'm just you guys can cover two different areas.
Yeah.
Awesome. From the same spot. You guys reach the south side of the city. There's that 100 feet between the city and the forest. And as you come to the forest clearing, you see the bodies still there. You see the three different drakes as well as the Drake Lord crumpled, and they all kind of seem like strangled almost from like the trees and the vines like tearing them down. You do see the goblin bodies as well. Seems to be around like 10 of them.
I'd love to ritually cast Detect Magic to see if I can find the lodestone.
Sure. Wait, to find the what?
Not the lodestone, the sending stone.
Thank you. Sorry, I was. So 10 minutes pass. Are you two going to do anything in that time?
Well, I was hoping to ask him a question before he did that, so I'll wait
He can
out
no.
the
He can
minute.
he can ritually cast and talk. Like it's not. It's
Okay.
It's a light activity talking, so it's like it's one of those things where it's fine.
Okay. Liam, what does your nemesis look like?
I
Yeah.
describe Rudd.
He describes a hobgoblin, sort of a reddish-hued skin. The last he saw him, it was stands about 6 foot. He has this kind of goatee, but it's also a very thick kind of mane, like tied into kind of like a warrior's knot type thing. He wore this like red burnished armor, and that's about the biggest description you can get from him, because it was one of those things where Liam, you gotta look at him, and you didn't really necessarily fight him straight on. There was these moments where you did, and he ended up having to flee because of the state of things. So it's like it was this thing where you kind of learned about each other more afterwards than actually like a full-on confrontation. But that's what he knows. So you're looking for like red burnished armor.
So I would like to try to find a animal that's like a bird or a squirrel or a rabbit that would like
It's a
cover
little
lot of-
it's a little tough to find right in this area, but after maybe a minute walking in and finding some, you're able to find one.
Excuse me.
Your choice.
Oh, okay. Is that that?
I'll give you the choice. This is a pretty densely populated forest, as long as it's a forest creature, you could probably find it. And then I'll pass it to you, Click Whistle.
I'm gonna go with the rabbit.
Okay.
Excuse me. Would you help me, please? Perhaps you saw I murdered a lot of people. I'm looking to try to find a particular person.
Runs away.
I really have to work on my skills. I try it again,
Rabbits
but
are
after
pretty
Click
skittish,
Whistle.
Okay, Click Whistle. As you can see, I murdered a lot of people. I'm out.
Just this self-imposed like.
But go ahead.
We got to work on your innuendo. Anyway, no, I'm flipping over bodies. I'm looking at all the, like you said, there were 10 goblin bodies.
It's like goblins, hobgoblins, yeah.
Like humanoid, not the drakes.
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of want to flip everybody over.
Give me an investigation check.
Totally. I did have a quick question.
Go for it.
The magic users were not wearing armor. They were all wearing robes, correct? The 3 hobgoblins that
Yeah.
blew up the...
There's like...
Because I sniped one of those guys, so I knew what they looked like.
Right, yeah. They were wearing robes with a very, very light leather armor underneath.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's possible. All right. Well, that was a natural 20.
Nice.
But let me see. Sorry, you said investigation?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
It's a +0, so it's just a 20.
20.
Dude.
It is this... You are very kind of quick and dirty with, like... Just, like, flipping over the bodies, checking them, checking their faces,
Yeah.
like, checking the brief description. And...
If possible.
the sizings
If
of these,
possible.
like being able to just like look up and down a body, you're just kind of like, nope, like you don't even touch it
Nope.
before you even say like that's not it, that's not even the right height, like you're kind of doing this quick. You have seen a lot of bodies and had to make quick assessments before, and that's helping this moment.
I know my dad.
There is
Yeah.
nobody here who fits his description.
Okay. Hey, Liam, there's nobody here that I can see that looks like the guy that you said.
Alright.
would he have changed at all? And most of these guys aren't even the right height.
Right. That probably wouldn't have changed. So
I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, did he do his hair different or?
I wouldn't have any way known that.
That's fair.
Once I have this finished, we'll see if we can find that lodestone. Whether we find Rudnick or not, finding the lodestone at least might give us some leeway in terms of convincing people about the Sapphire Knight. Something else has been bugging me though.
What?
We got into town, and then within nothing, like an hour maybe, we were eavesdropping on this guy, and at that point it was Rudnick, or whoever was on the other side of the lodestone, who mentioned me first.
Well, we don't know if he mentioned you.
By the way, detect magic. You don't feel any magic in here besides the one body on the Drake Lord,
That's concerning.
and you feel the weapon is magical. It's this glaive.
I'll grab that.
The big tall
out of
orc.
spite.
I know. For our orc.
Yeah.
But
Right, no,
it
but
is-
if they were taught... Here's the thing. Here's the issue. The person on the other end of that lodestone said that someone was here. We just arrived. The Knight of the Sapphire Heart didn't tell them we were here. Presumably, based on the context, I was here. But they still knew about it. Within an hour of us being in town. If
So
the
do you
Knight
think
is
it's
the
not
only
one of us?
person... No, if the Knight is the only person working with them, he wouldn't have known we were here.
right.
I think they have another contact in town.
Do you think maybe? I'm sorry to say, but your friend Tybalt seems pretty pro Sapphire Heart.
He does.
And
I don't.
And I really don't want to suggest this. But both your dad and your grandpa are contacts for the Sapphire Heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that I think they would ever do anything like this, but like, so, I mean, it's very suspicious. And also, did you say lodestone?
What? No.
Did you say
sending
lodestone?
stone. Sending stone.
Oh,
I got my stones mixed up.
cause is there?
Yeah.
I mean-
don't.
I know that it's at the end of a river, and it's strategic. But if there's wiggly shit around here, I mean, the knights might want it even more.
I'm not sure. Well, figure that out. I want to go. I don't have. In terms of the Sapphire Heart, my dad and my grandpa shouldn't be too big of an issue there. Like, my dad and my grandpa shouldn't be a problem. Tybalt might
Sure.
be. I want to talk to him.
The general.
Maybe, but I don't think so. We can look into it, but I don't think so.
It's always the
Possibly
most
the
unlikely
mayor.
place.
Possibly the
Also, who?
mayor.
True, I don't think I've heard him say more than 5 words since I've been here. He just sweats.
Nameless.
Out of character, maybe you can tell me this, Miles. Did you tell us the thing about you seeing him in your mind battle? Remember, like, you were at the table and, like, y'all had, like, the combo with the map? Do I technically know that? Was I there for that? Like, did you tell me?
No, that was as I recall, that was a different sort of moment. That was an inner moment. So if he shared that with everybody, cool.
Oh, I thought it was a mind battle thingy.
No, you were correct that it was a mind battle, but it was more of an
Oh, it was
inner,
inside him.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was an
got
inner
you,
mind
got you.
battle.
I just can't remember if he shared the information or not.
I
It was
can't.
a long
either.
time ago.
I will let you. I'll
Yeah, I
allow
don't think
you, Miles, to say one way or the other. If you would have shared with it, you can say you did. If you wouldn't have shared that, you didn't.
Yeah, I think by this point, just like in general, the whole. Which part? The part where I made plans in my mind battle to meet up with Redneck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can mention that. I can mention that. I can say I had mentioned that in our off time. That makes sense to me.
Okay. It was mentioned to you, Nameless. Yes.
Do you think that maybe he's kind of been looking for you?
Possibly.
Oh shit.
So,
Where was it that I agreed to meet him in my mind?
What was talked about was the Compass Rose Rivers.
The Compass Rose Rivers.
Mhm.
Right. That's nowhere near here, yeah?
No, that's like northwestern Alolia.
Okay.
It was also over 4 months ago in game time.
Yeah. Yeah.
While we're talking about the mayor, how much do you trust Charlie? Like
More than I
truly,
trust. No, more than I trust Tibble.
has she asked you a lot of rather specific questions? Have you told her anything in particular?
Not really. I went up to him and tried to let him know what I knew about the Sapphire Heart Knight. Tybalt didn't believe me. Charlie seemed to. Charlie asked me about you guys. No specifics, just if I trust.
Let me ask this, by the way, too. This is sort of happening. You guys have found out what you need to find out, and you were looking for another animal. So I'll say this little bit of time you've been able to find it. You do not find a sending stone over here. There is no sending stone. There's no magic outside of the glaive. What? This time I won't. You know. What are you trying to ask the bird to do?
Excuse me, bird. I was curious if you had
What?
seen someone. Oh, I said, excuse me, bird. I would like to know if you saw someone who fits this description. Blah.
No.
Could you maybe leave a word out for someone who fits that description?
Need a bolo on.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check.
Got any bird seed? You should be like,
Guidance.
I hold on.
I'm kidding about the guidance.
All
I'm
right.
not gonna give myself guidance.
Okay,
I'd have to have
okay.
decided that beforehand.
Well, also keep going.
reaching for the
Keep
rule
going.
book.
What did you say? Persuasion.
Yes,
Come on,
persuasion.
Natural 20. 11.
Same thing. Oh, you must have rolled.
So
I rolled an 11.
Right, you have no charisma.
it has he jumps around a little. And he's like, what?
I can provide you with ample food.
Food? Where's food? He kind of flies down to you. Where's food? Where's food? Where's food?
Well,
No food.
let me help you. Guidance on the bird. Why don't you try to search for a worm?
We're not getting into this gravy of this shit.
Just give him some rations.
I don't have. Oh, can I give him? I have rations. I'll give him rations.
Rations?
I didn't look in my equipment. I
Every-
did. I don't have rations in my equipment.
You have bread.
Yes,
I don't care.
Every adventurer's always got a sack full of trail mix.
I don't
Right,
mind.
that's
if you,
what I give him. It said 1 day of rations, so I assumed I'd already used it.
Let me
I can't
open
remove
it
it.
up to you to say that yeah, if you want some just random bread or dumb little I have nuts and berries or whatever. I don't care about that for these moments.
I give them.
It
Yo,
I cannot tell if I have been
stole your
swindled. But I think that perhaps
that bird.
I have a messenger friend for us.
That bird just jacked your pumpernickel.
Let me say this
Back your
though.
bumper
After this
knuckle.
moment, are you wanting to move somewhere else if you're going to continue to talk?
Oh, wait. Shh. Set Lolly, come in.
You feel the sending stone in your pocket vibrate a little, and
Yes.
Hold on a second. I didn't ask Careful else if they agreed. Do you guys think that we should have this conversation here where there's no one around? Or do you want...
I think we should rope trick this. I think we go back to the forge and we rope trick.
he's been staying in your
I
sight the
don't-
whole time, by the way.
I can't rope trick.
He hasn't
I've
appeared
no
on
spell
speed.
slots.
Okay. Is there a good spot in your house that nobody really... Like, is there like a basement room or something? I just don't think we should be talking about this in the open, especially if we're talking about conspiracy shit.
His house probably isn't like an open door policy.
Well, no, not that, but like, you know, not like a basement where there's no windows for people to listen under, or, you know, that sort of thing.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It
Then
is
that-
it is Liam's
then
room
let's-
is in the basement.
Poor guy.
I think, dude, some basement bedrooms can be great. You have that whole floor to yourself. Any hooter. I
you
think
guys
we
moving
head back
back?
to your house.
I haven't decided yet.
I think we head back to your
I'm
house.
just kidding, Set Lolly. We'll see you soon. Bye.
See you soon, hi.
I look at Philip. Do I even answer this, or do I just? I'm just putting it away.
Philip heard none of that conversation because whoever's holding the
Ah.
sending stone is the only one who hears it. So you say out to Philip, "Should I even respond?"
You're like,
It's like
follow your heart.
it's like getting a text message to yourself and then saying, "Yeah, that's really weird. Should I respond to that?"
It's like somebody just texting you, like, all right, what time? You're like,
Tomorrow? All right. You guys convene back. I'll leave it up to the two of you.
Wait, did we take... Oh, never mind. Sorry. I didn't... I was like, wait, did we take the glaive? And then I don't...
Yeah, I
I
did.
realized I don't know
Yeah.
about the glaive. Oh, you did?
I did,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he said he picked
I just
it
wanted
up.
to make sure for my notes.
He said he
I was
picked it
like,
up.
oh.
It's all good.
Okay.
You guys all reconvene. Philip, this is going to mean that you'll lose eyes on. You'll lose eyes on the knight. You also have to figure out what you want to do with the goblin.
has he done anything particularly out of the ordinary the entire time, or has he just? Been acting like a
do you mind
regular
giving me a bit more specific parameter on out of the ordinary?
Has there ever been times where it seemed like his focus wasn't actually on assisting at like the field hospital? Like any times where like he's like glancing somewhere weird,
Give me
or
an
he's like
insight.
checking something in his
Yeah,
pocket.
give me an insight check.
I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled an 18. I'm pretty sure I'm proficient in insight, so I think that's a 22. I might not be. It's either a 19 or a 22. Or actually, no, it's either a 19 or 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 23.
23.
Yeah.
There are a few moments where you do see him as he leaves people, or as he's like leaving the helpers and moving on to the next thing, where as he like turns away from them and kind of walks away, you kind of just see whatever positivity or helpfulness was in his face just leave for brief moments, and then it comes back when he gets to a new person. Other than that, there's not any weird body language. There's not any, like, need to check my pocket for something. Nothing like that. The most it is like, you get the feeling that he's putting on an act in some way of being nice to people. That's more of what the act seems like.
Fair. Okay.
Just need to decide what's going to happen with the goblin. She's sitting there calmly.
Is there a good place to put?
Is it going to be a problem if she overhears?
Probably.
I don't know.
Liam? What are you trying to say?
I don't know.
Well, what is the discussion regarding?
I think it might be better if she did not overhear.
I mean, on the one hand, she might have actual information that could help.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she's going to do at this point.
Sit here.
Could we put her
Also-
somewhere?
Well, also, not to talk about you like you're not here, because we do know you're here. So sorry about that. But it seems that every time I ask a question, or any of us ask a question, she asks to make a deal for the information. So I'm not sure how forthcoming she will
What
be
is-
with the information.
She's got a point.
What kind of deal does she want?
Ask her,
Most
because
likely
I
for-
refuse to ask.
It's
What
it's
kind of deal do you want?
it's something I wanted to talk to you about, Liam. But I think you might have a bit of a kindred spirit here, as odd as that might sound.
The
He
deal
is
I
also illegal
want
shit.
is simple. Allow me to be free. I can say whatever you want. You have bested me and my mech. I have no reason or quarrel. Warband politics.
How honest does she seem like she has enemies to deceive, or does it seem like she genuinely just... Oh, it's
Insight.
an insight. But yeah, like, I guess that's what I'm looking for, is like, does it seem like she genuinely really just wants her freedom, and like, that's all that really matters to her? That's a 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting the read of this person is just like, she's not bullshitting. She doesn't need to. A lot of her language and body posture is comfortable with what's going on, but is still very, very aware of the situation and is aware of the power dynamic, but that seems to be what she is banking on, is the fact that you guys have the power and she wants to make a deal.
I think we can trust...
I don't.
Hmm?
I wouldn't let. This is to her. I wouldn't let you go free for answering a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the town that I grew up in, the town I love. I, because of things that I know personally, but cannot particularly prove, know that the Sapphire Heart Knight over there in shining armor is involved with your warband. And I don't know how I'm going to prove that. If you had something that could make that easier for me, or do that for me, and if you could have your mech stop exploding behind me.
It's a 6 o'clock function. It just happens.
Got it.
It's
Why did I
literally
recommend the
it's
bell?
part of the design. I don't know why, but it's there.
The kids love it.
If you had something
If
that
I don't
could
have it in
prove
there,
that.
it does not move.
If you could help with that, I would certainly be willing to let you go free. Once that had been proven.
No. Yes, that's easy.
Okay.
I don't know. You say that it's happening. I have no knowledge of it. If it's true, it's true. I don't know what I can prove for it.
Do you care for... Do you
The
care...
word of a goblin.
Do you care for Rudnick at all? Beyond him?
He's a good general. He kept his men fed, alive, housed, in constant movement, but housed. He clings to some old thoughts and some old honor-bound systems, but we're mercenaries. We take jobs. This one, we weren't certain who was asking for it. Sometimes that happens. The warband speaks to itself. We don't have other masters until sometimes, when someone proves more powerful than the general. That's generally how it goes.
And would Rudnick be the only one who would know who gave you this job?
Most likely. The deals would more or less go through him.
So
He's the one who decides what the warband goes to and does.
So, well, what do you think, Liam?
I would like a
Rudnick
test
for her?
of good faith. I would like a test of good faith. I would like to know. I would like to know where Rudnick was fighting during this engagement.
That would break certain rules.
You have already broken a couple by talking to us, I'm sure.
Not as many
It's a
as
show
you'd
of good
think.
faith.
All we really want is Rudnick. If we get Rudnick, we blow this thing open. I don't think Liam particularly cares what happens to you after that. So, if your freedom will buy him that.
And it's a show of good faith. Shows we can trust you.
Neither of us can trust each other. So if that's what
That's
you're
very
looking
true,
for,
but it's nice to
no.
say. It's nice to say, isn't it?
It's platitude, at best. I have no time for it. Yes, I can give you his location. I can give you where he started. I don't know where he is currently. Any company that moves from the main camp is then not given direction. Directions until the job is done.
Was this a significant portion of your warband, or was this just a small detachment?
It was 3 companies. We have 7. None of them were as advanced as us. I was a second lieutenant, as was Korvac, and the
This is ridiculous. This is never
the
happened
riders, the Drake riders, those are the other
before. What's
ones.
going on?
The most advanced companies. We were
I'm just not gonna play.
sent to do exactly what we were able to do.
This warband, you said until somebody proves they're stronger.
Yes.
Is there a sort of... Is it just in full-on battle, or is this a one-on-one situation?
Goblins respect 3 things: ingenuity, strength,
Great, my computer is now just completely frozen.
and winning.
And brand new iMac is just
We-
completely frozen.
Enjoy when someone thinks of a new way to move through things, to experience things. Strength is not only strength of body, but personality, strength of the mind, strength of willpower. Empathy has been known to win over goblins as well. Intensity, I suppose, would be a more accurate. And in terms of winning, we like to stay alive, as do a lot of others. But once upon a time, it was a lot harder for us to do so. So, war bands were created. They were able to follow decrees, mottos, march to a beat of a drum. Sometimes those beats meant more to other people. If you can start your own beat, as it were, and it proves louder than the other one, warband goblins are more likely to fall in line. It's a way of life. It's not really a thing they all do. It's a mentality. It keeps people moving, keeps us alive, and keeps us working. The longer you work, the more contributions you can say you've done. More chances to be cleverer than others around you. It's not the life for everyone. Lucas is dead.
Liam,
Yeah.
we might need to clear this camp and take out Rudnick before we can prove that the Sapphire Heart is involved.
Maybe. If we can find him.
He won't be far. The best I can tell you is he'll still be within this forest. He sent us to lure you out. If we took out an entire city, all the better.
So you say he was gauging our strength, or luring us into a trap?
I'd say both. He doesn't always share everything, as a good general shouldn't. The most we knew was that she sort of looks over to the tower. All that mattered was that.
The tower, why?
It seemed like the most defensible position. They would have the most people.
Liam, I see two ways forward. Whichever way you want to do it. Either we go now, or we either go with or without everybody else. If we let the knight know that we're going, then we need to make sure we keep an eye on him, that he's not able to warn them, and he needs to go with us. We can play along. We can try to catch him in his lie.
I already went to Tybalt and Charlie. If the knight doesn't already know, he'll probably find out shortly. The other thing is, I can't take on Rudnick right now. I'm too tired. I'll need at least a night's rest. And I don't know if I'll be safe in town. The fact that the knight's still in town means either Tybalt and Charlie haven't seen him, or they've made their decision with no evidence or reason to trust him over me. It just makes me more tired.
I do think we need a rest before we go. We're all a little worn. I suppose it comes down to how much time we think we have.
Were there plans for a second wave?
I don't know.
Liam, if you need to rest, I'll keep watch. We will watch both this house, make sure nobody gets to you, and
I
watch the border.
can tell you, he's probably not going to send a second one. Not on the same day. He did what he wanted to do. He'll wait. The longer you let him wait, though, the more dangerous he'll become.
Yeah. You haven't talked to him since you guys were sent out?
No.
Do you know, did he give any reason or allusion as to why the attack had to happen now?
That is what's curious. We were set to attack next week.
Do you know who I am?
A human of tall stature.
Okay.
But no, he said he did say to us as we this morning around it was early 9-10 he started rallying us, getting us into position, getting us tactical. Took a few hours. And he started moving us forward. All he said was the timetable moved up. Something more important came across our desk. We may as well move on it now. And that's it.
Okay. If we... Alright, Philip, you're right. The 2 points of action seem to be either we walk into the woods and search for Rudnick ourselves, or we tell everyone we're going to do it, and we head out and do it.
Yeah. The way I see it, we either handle it ourselves or we make a play, and if we tell the town we know where this camp is, the knight's going to be pressured into having to do something about it if he wants to keep up his bluff.
It's true.
But I also don't know if we want him there.
We probably don't. I'm trying to think of the best way for us to proceed. Specifically, that's best for us as well as our new acquaintance here.
I have some thoughts regarding her. Something I'll discuss with her after.
Ooh. At this moment, the knight steps over to you all. He kind of starts to approach. Yes. Well met, everyone. Good work. He's unfortunate. He puts his hand on the tower. But you've all done something very kind to this city. And I'm sure it means a lot to you as well. Points to you, Liam. Looks down to the goblin. It's not right. But we can find them. We can make them pay.
Do you have any idea where they're
larger camp might be.
Not entirely certain. Where warbands like to roam, likely not far. Maybe northwest. He would have had to. If we had an attack coming from the south, and then from the west as well, the main company would have had to move south to west to make that kind of an adjustment. And no notable goblin general amongst them, amongst the dead. So theory dictates they would move north. Probably not more than 2, maybe 3 miles.
Sure. Sure. Maybe we should rest up. Try and head out early morning.
It's advisable, yes. I've sort of exhausted myself today as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. We got quite a day ahead of us.
Yes.
I'd like to see my family. Tragedy does that to a person.
Yes, it has. They're all alright then. Garen and Tali.
Yeah.
Good people, folks. A little hard-headed. Old world, but good people.
Yeah.
Well, want to head... I guess I can't head back to the inn.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody around here will have a room for you.
Oh, yes, many have offered. It's quite a kind place. So, I should hope you would find the same.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. And just remember, I am always here. If you want to talk. Always around. And he leaves. Oh, yeah, what's up, Needles?
Can I pull, when, like, we're all kind of done, I just wanted to pull Liam aside
Sure.
really quickly.
Once the night leaves, if you guys don't have anything else to talk about, I'd say you guys would basically be done for the day and try to... You guys would still have hours left of the day. It's really only, right now, it's only like 3 o'clock.
I do also have a question for Liam, but Nameless, you go first.
So there's still relief aid you can do. There's still, removing rubble and, helping people get taken care of. You guys have options open to you. If you wanted to say that now.
One second. I wanna answer those questions first. Philip. I know he was lying about all of it. Did anything seem like he was lying in particular? Like anything more so than usual?
I didn't catch a lie, but I caught a truth that he shouldn't know. He knew the identities of the bodies in the south.
Yeah.
When would he have had time to look? We're the only ones who went there.
He wouldn't have.
Unfortunately, we can't tell that to anybody, but something to keep in mind. Second, I think I've got a way to ensnare him. And it's going to involve us playing alone for now. We'll talk about it later, overnight.
Okay. Nameless?
You pull him to the side. Just real quick, Philip Setlolly, are you wanting to do anything, go anywhere, help with anything before you guys have to rest for the night? You guys, again, you guys have about 5 hours before you would really need to rest.
Whatever free time I had, I would help with rubble. Outside of that, I wanted to have a conversation with the goblin. That's it.
Cool. Setlolly? Do you want to be doing anything, though? Do you want to...
No, I don't think anything that needs to be done I have the skill set for. I think I would just get in the way. So I would just make sure I was out of the way and just stay with the goblin.
Okay. That's fine. I was going to say, there are relief stuff, but, you got it.
Make spaghetti for the survivors.
Huge cauldrons of spaghetti.
So nameless, you take Liam's side.
I didn't want to ask this in front of everybody because I want it to be your decision. And I feel like you weren't really making a lot of decisions or suggestions. But I wanted to offer my own. I learned a spell recently. Perhaps you've heard of it. Probably you have. It's called scrying. I can find him if you want to know. I'd have to sleep and prepare.
Okay. That'd be
But
good to know.
as long as he's on the same plane as us.
Okay. Yes.
And also, I need
yes.
something that's 1,000 gold worth.
We'll figure that out. we should scry for him tomorrow morning, so we'll know. So we'll have some more insight as to whether or not we're being led in the entire wrong direction, or if we're being led into a trap. That sort of thing. Having that information could be super helpful, especially before we take off around with our new very best friend, the Sapphire Knight.
Who you still have never asked his name.
No.
You don't particularly care.
I don't need to know.
Yeah, so yes, I would love for you to scry. I don't see why it would come up, but if it does, don't tell anyone outside of our friend group that you can do that. Yeah?
I don't talk to a lot of other people.
Perfect. Thank you. I forgot scrying existed. For a smart guy, it can be kind of a dummy.
No, I think you're really smart. And I think that I'm sorry this is all happening to you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
And I'm glad your dad was okay.
Me too. Me too.
I'm gonna try and help out. Maybe there are some injured animals I can help. I'm not very good at medic stuff. Bye, Liam. I'll see you later. I can't come up with a joke. Bye.
She always buries the lead. I can do this thing, and it'll be
To
great.
be fair, I was gone for half of the conversation. 'cause my computer crashed.
no. I'm trying to say that, like, the best part of the sentence was like, I can do this thing. It's really cool. I do have to sleep, but I can do it. Also, I need 1,000 gold worth of, like, I just need that.
Yeah,
like,
that-
whatever.
that was
like,
that was the most.
This is something
That was
worth
the most shady
1,000
credit card
gold.
company thing I've ever heard.
I can do this really awesome thing for you. All I need is 1,000 gold.
And an app.
One easy payment
Yeah,
of
just one.
1,000 gold.
Or
One
a
easy
Holy
payment.
Trinity
Or 45.
Click whistle. After Nameless walks away, you now have a moment to talk to Liam.
Hey Liam, that knight's full of shit.
Yeah.
He didn't look at those bodies.
No, we were there. He wasn't on the battlefield. We were on both battlefields fighting.
Didn't see him the entire time.
Yeah, 100%. All lies.
So I think this northwest intel that he told us is totally shit. Do you want me to go find this camp? I do have to sleep, but I don't mind an afternoon nap and then going out into the night to see maybe northeast, maybe southwest. I don't know. I could fly around a little bit and see if anything comes up. See if I find anybody. See if I find any trails.
Okay, if you...
Might be able to lead us.
I don't hate that idea also. Just like... if
Or...
What?
or I could, keep an eye on the knight.
I think...
If you want, he has that, well, I guess that balcony has burned down. But...
Yeah, we don't know where he's staying, at this point. But
Yeah.
honestly, I think, even if nothing comes of it, if at some point you could, like, take to the skies in the northeast, not engage with anyone or talk to anyone or anything, but, like, scope out that area.
Sure.
The more information we can have before we embark on a journey with a known hostile, the more we should have, you know?
Absolutely. And I want to get to it. I don't want to die in Harrow. It's a lovely place, but it is not a place to die.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
I'm glad we all came out okay.
Me too.
I'm okay.
So, you wanted to talk to the goblin. I'll let you do that.
Are we alone now?
You can be. Do you decidedly take her to be somewhere alone?
It doesn't particularly matter, honestly.
I would say that, nobody's expressed that they...
I'm
outside of
assuming-
Setlali, nobody's expressed that, like, they're going to be next to the goblin.
I'm assuming
so-
that we're keeping her around the Hammer Fists.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna be honest. The rest of that warband's about to be slaughtered.
Okay.
The knight has... His play has changed. He's scared the town. He's going to wipe out the rest of the warband to prove that they need his help. So, there's not going to be a warband for you to go back to.
Yeah.
What I was thinking was whether or not you'd be interested in moving from a warband to a clan.
Oh. No.
That's fair. It'd be a shame to see your research stop. I just thought maybe there'd be a way I could help. Provide you with funding and materials.
It's kind of you. But I have my own funding now.
It's good to know.
I am not as worried about it. I was not far off from leaving it in the first place. Sort of why I'm more interested in staying alive right now.
It's fair. You shouldn't be in any danger.
Well, I did just attack this city.
You did. But you were under orders.
It's true. I'll be honest to you, if you want honesty.
Don't know a whole lot else.
I don't care about who died and who lived from either side.
That's fair. Wasn't particularly asking you to.
Well, good.
If you don't need my offer, then that's also perfectly fine.
I need it less.
Odds are we're probably not going to take you with us then, if it's not something you'd...
I'd rather stay in Jortenia. Joining a clan means having to take a ship all the way to Reykja.
That's true. Then again, the Pavarish wound up over here years after they were supposed to have been wiped out, so... Who knows? Maybe it doesn't all need to be in Reykja. Either way, I just wanted to let you know. Put that on the table. I'll make
You're
sure
an odd person.
I get that a lot.
Good.
I'll make sure some food is set aside for you. And, I suppose we'll see you in the morning.
with that, the day closes. All of you participating in your other activities. Anybody who wants to, help is welcome to. Talia sort of makes a dinner for everyone. Maybe a little bit more somber, but there's a few moments where she kind of takes a breath and is able to lighten the mood very slightly. It's not dismissive of the weight of what's going on, but it is certainly a slight balm. And with that, we will close for the evening. Thank you, everyone, for watching The Natural One. Hopefully you're staying safe out there. We're near the end of June while we're recording this, so the fireworks are still going off. Sorry about that. We're doing our best to mitigate the chances of that happening, but
there's only so much we can do. I'll be trying to minimize it in the audio.
That's what I mean. It's like we're gonna attempt. Thanks for bearing with it. Lost City of, just know that Ark is having the time of his life.
That's what those explosions are.
Yeah,
that's what
honestly,
the fireworks are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it was the mech suits slowly.
But we will see you next week. We're very excited. By the time this episode comes out, this should be live. The Kickstarter campaign for Wildlands has begun. It should have begun by this point.
So that's all we're going to be doing.
August 9th. But yeah, so we will be when this is coming out, that's what we're in. So also check out Dwarven Forge's Twitch channel. We'll be doing some reveals there for like all the different landscapes, all these other things. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be really fun, and we're going to continue to play our game through that.
If you like D&D, we're planning a lot of ridiculous content. We're planning to stream every weekday while that's going on. In addition to what's going on here on Natural Ones.
So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna be tired, but what changes?
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.